Well, well, well. So it looks like we had day 2 of the Dallas Cowboys padded practices, and I pretty much told you what I felt like was going to happen. The offense wasn't really used to getting knocked around a little bit, and so I believe the Dallas Cowboys defense knocked some of the cobwebs out of the Dallas Cowboys offense. And so now we get to see if the Cowboys offense bounced back after getting those cobwebs knocked out yesterday. And then, not a whole lot of new things. Again, the camp is just going really smooth if you ask me. We've had a few injuries, but for the most part, everything seems to be going well. Brian Schottenheimer gives another press conference as usual. But I got an interview today from a player on the Dallas Cowboys that I believe everybody's gonna wanna hear. Oh yeah, let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. What is going on, Dallas Cowboys fans? Moving right along. Everything seems to be going, I would say 95% the way the Dallas Cowboys want it to go. I'm very excited about the defense. I believe this defense looks a lot better than a lot of people thought it would be looking. Let's go, let's get it. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. This is our show for today. Brian Schottenheimer with another press conference. And he said something very interesting about our left tackle, Tyler Guyton. Then, we're gonna mosey on over to 105.3 The Fan. I got player interviews up here, but I think there's only one interview we're gonna listen to today. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, but you're gonna wanna hear the interview from this particular player. Then, we got another one of these crazy lists that have come out talking about quarterback tiers. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts on that whole issue. Then I'm gonna give you a couple of quick hits, injury news. Donovan Ezra-Rocky got kicked out of camp today? What is that all about? Then, we're going to get to the Dallas Cowboys plays of the day and answer the question, did the offense bounce back? And finally, we're gonna have our day 5 takeaways. So, that's gonna be our show for today. It's gonna be a great show. Best chat on YouTube. Let's go. Let's get it. All right. Let's see who in the chat. It is none other than the Queen. What is going on, Queen? Hey, Queen. Queen said to see things went down today. Practice, fight, in ejection, injury. Yeah. Hey, welcome to training camp. Yep. You know it's gonna get a little tense out there. You out there hitting, and that offense finally said, we're tired of getting hit. Blaine, what is going on? Appreciate you. Blaine said, hit that like button. JP the Goog said, God bless everyone. Chuck Dunaway, what's going on? Mose Logan in the building. What up, Mose Logan? Yeah, let's see if I can get you through an hour or two. Let's go. Doomsday Cowboys, what is going on? Yes, I believe also the defense is going to be extremely improved. Chef Pope, what is going on? Carl Williams, what's going on? Crazy Cowboys 72. What's going on, Braves Cowboys? Good to see you. We them boys. What is going on? Good to see you. Ronnie Dub in the chat. What's up, Ronnie Dub? John Henry, what up? Jacob Jackson. Tony Neesmo, what is going on? Tommy Solo, what's going on? Big Moss Dog, what up, dog? What's going on, Caitlin? I see you, Dexter Scott. What's going on, Lynn from the 903? What is going on? What's going on, Terrell Senior? What's going on, Brock? Dexter Scott. Dexter Scott said, welcome to Let's Talk Cowboys, and we talk facts. Come in, hit the like button, let your opinion be heard, and please keep the chat clean. Appreciate you for that public service announcement. Demetrius Noel, what's going on? Jeremy Pence, what is going on? Michael Tyree in the building. Bump TY5X, what's going on from the 903? What's going on? Richard Owens in the building, what up? Davion Wallace, what up? Ronan, the voice, what is going on with you? Bill Hardiman, what's going on, Bill Hardiman? Stu Wood Cowboy, what's going on? Timothy Johnson is in the building. Bass is back. What up, Bass? Kroger's in the building. What up, Kroger's? Richard Velez, Bass at 9, what's going on? My man, Poopy D, what is going on? Wait a minute, you said y'all heard what a rival scout said. Hey, man, let me know. Throw me the link, whatever you need to do. We'll cover it. What's going on, Short Man? Dak fan for life, what's going on? Big Dal 8604. Gene Ward, what's going on? Good to see you. Rose, what's going on, Rose? Lonnie Cabal, what's going on? Good to see you. Anthony Gatson, let's go. Let's go, Cowboys Nation. Best chat on YouTube. Give yourselves a hand. All right. So let's just jump right into the thick of things. Brian Schottenheimer, another press conference. And Schottenheimer had some very, very interesting things to say. At least I believe. Schottenheimer had some very, very interesting things to say today. In particular, as it pertains to Tyler Guyton. I don't know if y'all heard. Let's check this out.
Got a partial MCL.
Let's go. Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Any update on Princeton Fant after he left practice?
Yep. Yeah, Bull did suffer a ACL. Got a partial MCL. Really disappointed for him for everything that he's put into this. Obviously, he was very disappointed. But I told him, hey, look, your story is far from over. He's been through this injury before, and the doctors feel really good about the chance for him making a full recovery. And so he'll have surgery here in a couple weeks once the MCL calms down a little bit.
After that first padded practice, what were your thoughts on what you saw?
Yeah, I thought it was really good back and forth. You know, I thought defense did some really good things. I thought the offense responded in the red zone, a couple touchdowns. I thought the padded work was really, really good. There's a clip I showed the guys of the very first play. You know, GP comes down, he cracks Marquise Bell. Demo and Hunter Lepke kind of collide in the hole. Ezraku's folding off the edge. He's unblocked, tags off, doesn't take a side shot. I thought it was really, really good work for the first time. Got the threes more work, which we wanted to do that. You know, we need to get these guys ready to play, you know, some real football, and that was good for them. And it helped us kind of figure out who's up to speed with our system. So overall, I thought it was really, really good.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. Looked like Revel had his best day of camp, you know, and certainly made some plays on the ball. He's talking about him, his confidence is held to the second year.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you talk about Von, Clarence, I mean, you know, when he puts his hands on people, he's strong. He's got great length. I know there's a reroute. He got CD in the cover two that was really cool to see. And that's kind of what he's focused on right now. You know, he knows he's at his best when he puts hands on people. There's still a time clock. I'll use that example with CD. Like, you know, great reroute on CD. Once you get the reroute, now you have to start the second part of the coverage. And at some point, you got to let him go. You know, because he was still jamming CD 6 or 7 yards down the line of scrimmage or into the secondary. But I thought it was a very, very good day. Challenging things, putting hands on people, a couple good PBUs. I thought you felt his confidence.
Yeah, the big thing about Savone Revel Jr., you know, shout out to Savone. He's not wearing a knee brace, but I have noticed that he does still have that knee taped up. I don't know what that's necessarily all about, but I can tell you this, he's playing extremely well. He's playing extremely well. And yes, I said that yesterday. I do believe that was a PI, but at the same time, the big thing that you're seeing from Savon Revel Jr. that should have all the Cowboys fans excited is that you're seeing the way he can get in and out of the breaks. He can stay in phase with the wide receivers. He can get his hands and jam them. You know, he can use his size, his strength, and all of those different things. So, you know, everything we're seeing from Savon Revel Jr. is exactly what we wanted to see from Savon Revel Jr. last year. So, yeah, he's got some ways to go, but I like the direction that he's going in.
Cobie Durant also is, you know, been pretty good since the start of camp, but one play yesterday, he kind of got off his man and stuck underneath and got an interception from Dak. Was that him knowing the play, or just him diagnosing the play and just his smarts as a veteran?
Yeah, I think you saw his instincts, you know, his instincts and the ability to feel things. And, you know, you're playing different coverages down there. And, you know, he's been around this system for a while, different places, playing with the Rams, a lot of similarities with what they're doing. But, you know, I asked him, it was a great play. I said, you know, did you score? Did you get caught at like the 30? And he said, Schotty, hey, check out all my interceptions. They usually go the distance. So we'll see. But it was a hell of a play by him.
Brian, Todd Archer with ESPN. We talked about Quinn and Williams a couple of times, but I'm wondering, what do you think is...
You know, as we think about Cobie Durant, I think we all kind of figured Cobie Durant was going to be really good. Cobie Durant, I believe, is really good. Savon Revel Jr. is playing really, really well. I think we're going to have to start reevaluating this Cowboys secondary. Maybe this Cowboys secondary is better than we think. And not so much even that part, but I want us to hone in on this. What you are watching with this Cowboys defense is them implementing a defensive system the moment Christian Parker stepped into the Cowboys facility. Now, last year, they were doing some very dumb stuff. All this, we're going to be very vanilla. We're not going to show anybody anything. And, of course, the issue with Micah Parsons being traded there in the midst of the training camp. I don't think Matt Eberflus' system was going to be good to begin with. But to implement that system starting the first game of the season and then expecting the team to, your defense, to catch on to that system as you're going, it was absolutely dumb. What we are watching right now is a defense that they already have the system in place. And so they bought into the scheme. The players are smart enough. And so what we are watching right now is a defense that is working within the system. That's been my biggest takeaway so far from the defense. And I'm telling you, when the system is right and the players execute the system, it makes Christian Parker look good, and the system makes the players look even better. Some people always argue, do you need the Jimmies and the Joes, or do you need the X's and the O's? You need both of them. Yeah, you need both of them. Both of them, absolutely. You need both of those. And so you're watching a team now that they've got some really good personnel. They have bought into the system. They like it. They're executing it, and we're seeing them execute it. But again, we're going to talk about what happened today.
The benefit for him of, you know, you come in the middle of the season, you're kind of figuring all these things out, of just being around you guys, and if he can be, how that'll impact him on the field, that he's had more time around everybody, even if it is a new defense.
Yeah, I think, number one, Quinn and I at the end of the season, we had some really cool conversations. I'm not going to share everything we talked about, but just, you know, talking about different things and, you know, the importance of winning and, hey, what philosophy of defense we think we're going to get into. And we talked and, you know, discussed a lot of things. And
appreciate you, Poopy D.
You know, he said to me the other day, he was telling me how excited he was about this system. He's going to get a bunch of one-on-ones. He's going to get a bunch of situations where he's, having to get blocked by guards, and with him and Kenny working in there together. But, I see his leadership style now, Todd. I mean, I feel him. Quinnen's, he doesn't speak a lot, but boy, the way he works, the way he practices is impressive. But he's a grown-ass man, and there's some leadership things that we see that you guys probably don't, where there's some things maybe going on that need to get kind of shut down, and he's the first one on the spot to get it shut down. I just think he's finding his voice with us and with this team and this defense, and it's hard. I mean, you ask any player that's ever been moved mid-season, and then our circumstances were unique with losing Marshawn. But I would say way, way, way more comfortable with what we're doing schematically, but also in finding and using his voice, which is a very, very strong voice.
Is he a guy, as an offensive play caller, like people have always said, hey, you got to know where number 11 is when Mike was around, right?
What up, JCT Slice? What's going on, Brandy? Yeah, I like the kind of leader that Quinnen Williams is. I believe he's the leader that the Cowboys needed. He'll anchor the defense. And I actually said this a couple of days ago. Quinnen Williams, because he doesn't do a lot of talking, when he talks, it's like E.F. Hutton. Everybody listens. So I like that about Quinnen Williams. We don't have to worry about the rah-rah guy. The rah-rah guy is going to be Demarion Overshown. Overshown is going to be our vocal leader. So we got all these bases covered, and we actually got leaders on this defense. Kenny Clark, we got D. Winters, we got Cobie Durant, we got Jalen Thompson. I mean, we even got Caleb Downs, as young as he is, a leader on this team. Deron Bland. We got plenty of leadership on this defense, something that we haven't had in the past. And so I like the kind of leader that Quinnen Williams is.
Oh, yeah.
Is he a guy
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a guy that if you try to single him, it's going to be a long day for wherever that guard is. Even as good as our guards are, I mean, the battles that they're having right now are awesome. But, yeah, he's a guy you have to know where he is. And what that does is it helps guys like Kenny Clark and Tito and guys like that eat a little bit.
I'm sure with The Athletic, after your first padded practice, what are the conversations like, if there are any, between you and Christian Parker? Is there any trash talking, or does that not probably come until a little bit after you get some more padded?
No, you talk trash on the field. I mean, it's no different than players on game day, coaches on game day. I mean, the energy of playing in the moment, there's always good trash talk. Like I said, I thought yesterday was a really good back and forth day, John. And, I went in and watched the film with the defense yesterday, and again, like I said, it's really cool for me to see how all of this fits together. We're 3 installs in. Yesterday was a review day. I kind of know where we're going now, and yeah, it's been awesome. And like I said, he's very convicted on what he wants, and I think he and his staff are doing a terrific job of teaching the scheme, but also not losing the fundamentals.
What's the process with the Guardian caps? Like, who wears them? Is it a player's choice? Is it up to the team?
It's league mandated. The Guardian caps are serving a purpose. If you're in certain types of helmets, you don't have to wear them. There's rankings for the helmets. I won't get into specifics of it. It's a color system. But if you wear certain helmets, you don't have to wear the Guardian caps. If you're in helmets that don't meet some of those specifications, then you have to wear the Guardian caps. And then kickers and quarterbacks don't have to wear them.
Nick Harris, Sports Star Telegram.
Okay, interesting. I thought CeeDee Lamb was wearing that on his own. Okay. What up, Robert Dudley? Yeah, Marvin Mays said our defense looks impressive. I can't wait until we practice with the Rams and the Saints. That's the litmus test, in particular the Rams, because I believe we're going to see the Rams 3 times. I really do. I believe the Cowboys are going to see the Rams 3 times. Preseason, regular season, playoffs. I believe the Cowboys are going to see the Rams 3 times.
I think overall for the DBs yesterday, it had to be positive to see on y'all's end. Just overall, the physicality in the first day of pads from the secondary specifically.
Yeah. When you play this quarters type system, Nick, I mean, you're going to have to crack these safeties. They're going to show up fast. Jalen Thompson, P.J. Locke, he'll work back into practice, by the way, today. Marquise Bell, Julius Wood. So the corners have to be able to tackle. That's a big part of it. So you got to know how to crack replace. You got to know how to be a leverage tackler. You got to know how to shimmy to take your shot. All the things that we teach in our tackling circuit. But overall, I thought they competed really, really well in both the run and the pass. And you can see the communication is at a very, very high level for this early in camp, especially in some of the red zone work that we did. The communication, I think, is exactly where it needs to be, but maybe even farther along than we thought it might be after 3 installs.
Ryan Flournoy's catch in the end zone yesterday, and just kind of speaking to how different things are this year for him compared to this time last year.
Yeah, Brian is saying the same thing I'm saying. Yeah. And again, what we are watching is a defense that they got the moment Christian Parker got in the building, the moment they were eligible to get the playbooks, they got the playbooks to him. And they were already questioning Christian Parker about the system. Caleb Downs got the playbook, pretty much got it down. Y'all remember Devin Moore was saying people were asking Caleb Downs questions about the playbook in OTAs, in rookie OTAs. What we are watching, and I love what he's talking about, yesterday was a review day. So you kind of got to see, okay, we got a review day to see, are they dialed in? Do they got the system down, the parts that we've installed? Well, we could tell yesterday it looks pretty good, but you got to understand something. You know, when Dak comes back, understand, Dak Prescott is a savant. He's cerebral. Dak goes back, processes what he saw. Dak comes back like Return of the Jedi. We've already seen Dak Prescott last year against Christian Parker and the Philadelphia Eagles defense that is absolutely talented. And again, I mean, we saw Dak Prescott slice that thing up. So it's no hate when you see Dak Prescott bounce back against a Christian Parker defense because, you know, Dak Prescott is really that dude. He absolutely is that dude. So no surprise in what he's saying, but this is just a sign that they got the system implemented. They got the players and they got the system implemented. And not only is it implemented, the players like the system. They fit the system. They're quicker. They're faster. They love everything that's going on. So I like what the Cowboys are doing here. Absolutely like it. What up, JCT Slice? JCT, he said, I'm ready for the season. Yes, to begin. And Schotty even said the Dak has to make the defense better. How? He said, are we asking this of Josh, Herbo, Trevor, or Schotty? Never. Yep, never. We still have 4. Yes, sir. I agree, Blaine. Yeah. Parker's about to elevate us big time. I think it's going to be a big time season. Marvin said, they said CP had a line leading to his office. Yep. No doubt about it.
Yeah, you know, you guys ask about Flo every now and again. I mean, I think, you know, he's one of those young players going into year 3. We talk a lot around here about year 3 kind of being not the only time it can happen, but usually it happens around year 3. We've got some other guys on the team going into year 3 that we hope have those same strides. But the confidence, the clarity, everything with Flo is, guided by his faith. I mean, his faith is incredibly strong. He's very open and speaks to it. And it was funny because the way we built the concept yesterday, it was going to be CD. We got stuck with a different motion and movement. And, Flo got the matchup that we were looking for on Durant. And it was cool to see those two guys battle.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com.
Now, you think about Ryan Flournoy. I want us to understand this is a big year for Ryan Flournoy. We're going to play teams. Not all of them. But there will be a few of these teams. They're going to be able to bring a very good pass rush. They're going to be able to cover, more than likely, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. We're going to need Ryan Flournoy, Ryan Flournoy, Jake Ferguson, Michael Trigg. It wasn't year 4. It was year 3. Jalen Tolbert had the opportunity in year 3 to show that he was a number 2 wide receiver. He didn't rise to the occasion. And they gave him the opportunity. There was an injury, similar that happened with CeeDee Lamb. There was an injury, and Jalen Tolbert got that opportunity to show that he was that number 2. And he wasn't that number 2. And in the grand scheme of things, he was having to compete for number 3. And it was in year 3 that Tolbert lost all credibility. And in year 4, that's when they went and got George Pickens. And then after that, it was all she wrote. They gave Turpin the extension. They moved Turpin to the number 3 wide receiver because Tolbert didn't make the step in year 3. This is a very, very big year for one Ryan Flournoy. And I believe that Ryan Flournoy can absolutely be a 1,000-yard receiver for the Cowboys this season based on the teams that we're going to be playing. Yeah, I think he could be a 1,000-yard receiver. I will not be surprised if Flournoy, Lamb, Pickens, I will not be surprised all 3 of them are 1,000-yard receivers. And even Jake Ferguson might have a bounce back year and get somewhere between 7 and 1,000. So this is a big year for Ryan Flournoy.
Periods yesterday where you let Clayton and Christian call the plays, maybe more so with Clayton, but as a play caller, do you watch what he calls and say, oh, that sequence, I didn't think about it that way, and maybe try to pluck some ideas from how he does it for yourself?
No, great question. No, I was more on the defense. You know, when I get a chance to be over there, I want to know what the call is and kind of test myself as I'm learning some of the language and understanding the adjustments and things like that. I thought both guys did a great job. What I told them both, and this is something that, you know, was said to me a long time ago, was, you know, when they went in yesterday in their quiet moments, which late at night, whatever, just shut your door and just list things you did well. They did good things, right? Things you felt you could have done better, and then, of course, come up with a plan of how to do that. But I thought both those guys did a good job. You know, Clayton mixed the personnel up. You know, he moved the pocket some, which was really good. Played ourselves in some 3rd and long situations. And I thought, you know, CP was really good. He threw some pressures at us. He did some things from a front standpoint that we weren't expecting. But, you know, I'm giving those guys chances to do it. But they have to maximize that by taking the time when they get back to their rooms to sit down and list those things. And that's the only way you're going to get better.
When you're getting in.
Now, I love what Schotty is saying about himself. I'm not really focused on the Clayton Adams situation. Clayton Adams is not going to call plays for the Cowboys. Jerry has made that blatantly clear. Clayton Adams is not calling plays for the Cowboys. If Clayton Adams started calling plays for the Cowboys, that means that Schotty's on his way out. Clayton Adams is not calling plays for the Cowboys. Jerry has made it so clear that that's why Brian Schottenheimer is the head coach here. But I want to hone in on Brian. Brian is really seeing what Christian Parker is doing. Not just because he's looking over Christian Parker's shoulder. I think he's very confident in Christian Parker. He's looking over Christian Parker's shoulder as he's saying, because these are the defenses we're going to be playing. So he's really, if you think about what Brian is doing, he's trying to learn all the nuances of this type of defense. What makes it tick? So that when he starts calling plays against these opposing teams, he's going to really know how to attack the weaknesses of these defenses that Fangio, Parker, and these other guys run. Because I'm telling you, man, these defenses are a handful. They are a handful. They require a lot of patience. They require a lot of strategy. And they require it requires some players who can really, really play. And so when you look at everything that Brian is doing, it makes sense. Iron sharpens iron. He wants to get really inside of this defense. I think he's already pretty happy with what they're doing so far, but he's got to really get inside of this defense because he's going to face it quite a bit this year, not only in practice, but he'll be facing actual live ammunition going against these other teams.
To one-on-ones today, I know players typically get excited for that. What do you look for when you turn the film back on later on today?
Yeah, again, I obviously want them to compete one, but again, I want to see these guys, with receivers, DBs, can you get open or do you get gloved? Offensive lineman, can you block a defensive end or an outside linebacker or a
What up,
defensive
D-Cuz
lineman?
Worley?
And, running backs, can you win on your routes? It's all route-based today. There won't be any pass protection for the skill guys. The
What up,
O-line
Country
will.
Phil?
But you really, these are well-thought-out matchups, and I think that's something that we'll watch, and we'll watch it with the guys too, because they do love it, and it's part of using. Can you go out there and in a one-on-one situation where there's no play given, and be thinking of concepts, schemes, coverages, and then use your proper technique? A lot of guys just go out there and say, okay, I'm going to cover Todd, but it's more than that. Am I outside leverage? Am I inside leverage? Am I near hand jam? Am I replace? Am I a bail corner? Am I a patient corner? I mean, there's all kinds of things that you have to figure out.
Brad Sham.
What up, you dig?
105.3 The Fan. As you're trying to build your depth in the offensive line, what about Cornelius' skill set made you look at him and see a guard?
We love his length. I mean, he's got length, Brad. AJ's a guy that obviously we, liked enough to draft. We like his length. We like the way his brain works. He's got the ability to play from a mental capacity inside and outside. And, quite honestly, after the first 2 days, we just he wasn't getting enough reps. We've got a battle going on and different combinations. We're working at tackle. And so we feel really good about the football player. And he's been really, really good in there. He got out on a screen pass yesterday that was really cool to see. And it's different, and sometimes you move guys around and you figure out, hey, they're a little bit better inside than they are outside. And, he's a fine young football player that we're just trying to figure out and give him the most ops to see where he fits.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. We talk so much about Christian Parker's scheme, but obviously he kind of cut his teeth helping Pat Surtain, Cooper DeJean, these guys get elevated there. From just an on-field perspective with his hands-on teaching, how have you seen him kind of help some of these corners try to elevate?
Well, he's a great teacher, one. I think I've been very open about that. He simplifies it into a good way. He's excellent with fundamentals and techniques.
What up, Dolores Ennis?
But that's the way I used to coach quarterbacks. I wanted to be hands-on and receivers be hands-on and demonstrate. And as I get a little bit older, I get out of that now. I mean, my heart rate gets up a little high now, over 50. But I think he's awesome. But again, I don't want to make this just about CP. Derek Ansley is an elite football coach. We are so fortunate to have him, Ryan Smith, the way that secondary is built with, Rob Muschamp being there and DA and Smitty along with CP. We're loaded for bear there. And I think that's important. I really do. I think, in my opinion, what you're seeing now is the evolution of secondary coaches becoming coordinators. Why? If you can't stop big plays and if you can't figure out why the ball's getting thrown over your head for 40 and 50 and 30-yard
Derrick Rose and
big plays, you're going to have a long day. And so I think you're seeing the evolution that there's going to be a lot more secondary coaches that are defensive coordinators in the league.
You talked about the battles in the interior between Quinnen and all the guys in the interior. With their play strength, just what they're able to do at the point of attack, how much does that help from giving a look for these interior guys?
Yeah, it's invaluable. But it's not just the play strength. They're obviously incredibly powerful. You look at them, from the waist up and the size and power that they have. But don't be fooled. Kenny Clark might be the most fundamentally sound interior defensive lineman in the league. Now, he's got the built-in advantage of leverage. But his hands and his ability to replace and his ability to shed and all that stuff. But there were some really cool plays yesterday. I'd be remiss for not mentioning Tito, where, Tito's playing gap and a half, which we're playing now, and he gets great extension and he's reading his keys and he falls back. And, it's fun to watch those guys compete, but fundamentals make a difference inside.
Hey, Coach, Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. A little bit ago, you spoke about third-year players that you need to make a jump. Obviously, Tyler Guyton falls into that mix. Biggest red flag on him is availability. Time will tell that story. But yesterday, first padded practice, acquitted himself very well. What are you seeing from him? What do you need to continue seeing from him?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, let me read a couple comments real quick before we get to the next question. Yeah, I got that clip also, Bass, of Pickens and Lamb working with BT Jordan. BT Jordan is a secret weapon for the Cowboys, and a lot of people don't realize it. Poobie D said it's good to hear these coaches being hands-on. Yep. Very good. Jeremy Betts says shot fired. Matty Flus couldn't figure it out. Exactly. Yep, Jesse Holly said something about Ryan Flournoy because they cut him and brought him back. He becomes a restricted free agent, so they have to pay him, tender him, or lose him next season. Yeah, I think they're going to wind up paying him, though. Question is how much are they going to pay him? Cowboys got a lot of things to figure out next season. Got a lot of things to figure out, so they got to really hit the ground running with this situation they got.
He's doing some really great things. I think his sets are very compact. You know, he's in control. He's not oversetting. He's playing the leverage game. His punches have been good. But I don't think that that's anything new to the pads, Patrick. I think that started with him being one of the first guys back in the building. I think February, whatever, I saw him. He was an off-season award winner. I think you feel confidence. You know, obviously we have the right to, you know, adjust some things, and so we're going to keep him at starting left tackle right now. We talked to Nate and said, you know, Nate needs to show us a little bit more consistent.
Hold on, let's go back on this question right here. This is a major question right here.
But, I mean, his hands and his ability to replace and his ability to shed and all that stuff. But there were some really cool plays yesterday. I'd be remiss for not mentioning Tito where, you know, Tito's playing gap and a half, which we're playing now, and he gets great extension, and he's reading his keys, and he falls back. And, you know, it's fun to watch those guys compete, but fundamentals make a difference inside.
Hey, Coach, Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. A little bit ago, you spoke about third-year players that you need to make a jump. Obviously, Tyler Guyton falls into that mix. Biggest red flag on him is availability. Time will tell that story. But yesterday, first padded practice, acquitted himself very well. What are you seeing from him? What do you need to continue seeing from him?
Yeah, I think he's doing some really great things. I think his sets are very compact. You know, he's in control. He's not oversetting. He's playing the leverage game. His punches have been good. But I don't think that that's anything new to the pads, Patrick. I think that started with him being one of the first guys back in the building. I think February, whatever, I saw him.
What up, Ty?
He was an off-season award winner. I think you feel confidence. You know, obviously we have the right to, you know, adjust some things, and so we're going to keep him at starting left tackle right now. We talked to Nate.
What did I tell y'all when they first brought this up? What did I tell y'all when they first brought this up? There was never a left tackle competition. There was never. Let me repeat. There was never a left tackle competition. How do you make a decision? When did we start practicing? What was it? Last week? We started practicing last week. We get one padded practice, and we call off the competition between Tyler Guyton and Nate Thomas. Y'all are going to call me a prophet before it's over. I believe somebody got smart in the building. Because if anybody was thinking like me, to say that Nate Thomas was competing with Guyton, that's an indictment on Guyton. There is no way that Nate Thomas should be competing with Tyler Guyton. Did I not tell y'all this? How does it look that a 7th round pick in Guyton, who we know really isn't that good? It's not like when Nate Thomas gets on the field. Nate Thomas, when we saw him on the field last year, we were like, wow, Nate Thomas, he doesn't look like a 7th rounder. Nah, he look like a 7th rounder to me. Yeah, he like a 7th rounder to me. I mean, I literally watched, who was it, Orlando Pace, the guy from the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, literally pick him up with one arm and move him out of the way. How would it really look if Tyler Guyton was competing with Nate Thomas the whole training camp? Really? Really? Nate Thomas, stop it. It was pure comedy. It was pure comedy. It was never a competition. It was absolutely never a competition. I know they probably said this to get into the head of one Tyler Guyton, but I got news for you. Man, you know, you can look at these things in two different ways. I don't know about you, but doggone it. If you telling me that Nate Thomas is competing with me, oh my gosh, how bad am I? I mean, come on, man. Come on. I know exactly why they called this whole nonsense off. It was nonsense. When we first heard it, what did I tell y'all? If Nate Thomas beats out Tyler Guyton, you go get you another left tackle. Don't you dare let Nate Thomas be the left tackle. Did I not tell y'all that? They came to the conclusion in what, in three practices? They came to the conclusion Nate Thomas need a little bit more work. A little bit more work. I came to the conclusion when they first made the announcement. Stop it. This was pure comedy. It's the best thing the Cowboys did. Call off this charade. Tyler Guyton, doggone it, the job is yours. What have I told y'all? There are 3 things I'm saying about Tyler Guyton from this point forward. Stay healthy, stay on the field, dominate. There's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to talk about. And I'm telling us right now, if Tyler Guyton gets his butt whooped against the Rams and get his butt whooped against the Saints in these scrimmages, because we're not going to see him in the preseason, if he gets his butt whooped in them doggone scrimmages, Cowboys better go, boy, they better start, hey, man, you better get on that phone and call Decker. Or you better think about making a trade if you're serious about a Super Bowl. Do y'all realize last year, I saw this stat and I forgot to get it. I forgot to copy the link. Do y'all know that Dak Prescott was the 2nd most hit quarterback last season after the pass? Let that sink in. The 2nd most hit quarterback after the pass. Who do you think was a big contributor to that? See, it's not just about the fact of Dak Prescott getting sacked, because Schotty said last year, he was like, yeah, we kept Dak off the ground a lot. No, you didn't. No, y'all didn't. I can recall many plays where Dak Prescott stepped up, stepped back, did a little bit of whatever he does, razzle-dazzle, throws the ball, and got absolutely mauled. Yeah, mauled. Tyler Guyton, Terrence Steele. But have you noticed? They're not talking as much about Terrence Steele. Because Terrence Steele, in the grand scheme of things, he's very good at blocking in the run. And what really messes up Terrence Steele are the more quicker type of, a quicker type of defensive ends. But Guyton needs quite a bit of work over there. I'm pulling for Guyton. I'm telling myself that Guyton's going to be better this year. I'm telling myself this. But at the same time, we don't really know. I believe he's going to be better in year 3. I believe he's going to be better. But. We're going to see. We're going to see. And I'm telling y'all right now, the Rams game, the Rams scrimmage, Tyler Guyton is all I'm focusing on. Tyler Guyton is all I'm focusing on in the Rams scrimmage and the Saints scrimmage. That's all I'm focusing on. Big thing for him right now, stay on the field, stay healthy this entire camp. Keep going along the lines that you're going. Because for him, if he'll just stay healthy and stay on the field, I think some of those things will work themselves out. But I'm very interested to see what he does against the Rams. We're going to see if Myles Garrett ain't sore no more. Because he's going to be going against Myles Garrett. Oh, yeah. He's going against Myles Garrett. Sure. Boy, he's going against Myles Garrett. It's going to be a great test for him. He's going against Myles Garrett, and I'm here for it. Rose said, I can't wait for Guyton to get put back on that right side where he belongs. Hey, it sounds like they're pretty stubborn. Bulky said, I heard about Steele being very bad. Well, have you noticed, though? There hasn't been a lot of talk about Steele. I really don't know what that means, but there hasn't been a lot of talk about Steele. Caitlin said, where you get that sack stat? Gee, I forgot, Caitlin. Somebody had posted it today, and I forgot to get it. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can rustle it up as we listen to the rest of Brian Schottenheimer. There's not much left here now. But again, this Tyler Guyton conversation, y'all already know what I'm telling you. Stay healthy, stay on the field, dominate. That's all I want to see from Tyler Guyton. That's all I want to see. Nothing more, nothing less. It's year 3. It's time to get it. It's time to get it, because if he ain't gonna get it, you are literally saying that you want to compete for a Super Bowl this year. You went and got an improved defense. What are you going to do with Tyler Guyton? We're going to see. We're going to see about Tyler Guyton. Yeah, Patrick, that was the whole point. He should win the job. He's competing against rookies. Well, not only that, he's competing against doggone Nate Thomas. Shoot. Hey, that's a joke. That was an absolute joke with this Nate Thomas conversation. Poopy D said in them clips yesterday, Guyton was holding his own. Yeah, he looked pretty good. But again, the true test is when he go against other teams. That's what I want to see. Okay, Big Dal 8604. The stat that I'm looking for is posted by Clarence Hill. I'm going to go see if I can get it so y'all can see it as we listen to the rest of Schotty.
Nate and said, Nate needs to show us a little bit more consistent play to push for that. And so, I know we had told you guys about the rotation, so Tyler will stay at left tackle. Excited to see how Nate
You think? Do we not realize, and I'm sure they realized it, the more you take Guyton off the field, the less opportunities he gets, and he needs more and more opportunities. His biggest issue has been off the field. He can't stay on the field. Keep him on the field. Yeah, that's why they came to that conclusion. It's not rocket science. He needs to be on the field. It's not rocket science.
Handles that challenge, but Tyler's playing really, really well.
Sydney Staples, DG10 Sports. Coach, who on this team would you say has a similar leadership style to you? Like you see yourself in the way that they lead their teammates?
I think it's a tough question. Because, I'm who I am. Dak comes to mind, high energy, starts with the positive message, but makes the critical or the criticism real. I think, on defense, Demo has a little bit of that. He's fiery, he got, Hunter pretty good on a shot yesterday late after Hunter kind of got the better part of him. But, my whole thing is, Sydney, I want these guys to be themselves. I don't want anybody to try to be like me. I know Dak's not trying to be like me. I'm not trying to be like Dak. But as long as these guys are authentic, that message will come through loud and clear, and the players will follow. What these guys can smell is BS, and if you're not the same guy every day, if you're not leading to your true personality, if you're one way in front of the cameras and you're another way out there in the locker room, these guys will know that, and they won't follow you.
The guys who maybe are a little bit more reserved, keep to themselves, lead by more example. How do you connect with them in the way that they lead? Do you just hand them off to your coordinators and go? No.
I remind them every day. Kenny Clark, he is a man of few words, but I would follow that guy anywhere. I really would. And so Kenny's got to be himself. If you look at our leadership council, I would say that a lot of the guys, on the council aren't jumping around, going, upbeat like I am. Quinnen's not that way. T-Sizz isn't that way. Kenny Clark's not that way. But they're all what? They're all leading the way that they are. Jalen Thompson, Javonte Williams. I would follow Javonte Williams anywhere. Why? Because his heart's in the right spot. He loves football. He loves his teammates. He wants to win. And that's why I think that the leadership question, I said, was a tough question, is I'm going to always be me. And I think those guys compliment me in a lot of ways because where, I might yell, scream, I run hot and cold a lot. Those guys, a lot of them are like this.
Cowboys have quite a few leaders on this squad. We pointed it out the other day. You know what, Demetrius Noel, I'm wondering, and Caitlin, I got the stat. I'm going to give it to you in just a moment. Demetrius Noel, I'm kind of wondering, you said something here. You said they're downplaying Steele's performance because he is a good run blocker. He's a very good run blocker. But in pass protection, he has all but disappeared even in practice. You know what, Demetrius Noel, and they kind of gave him a contract too. Yeah, they kind of gave him a contract too, so we'll see how that goes. They gave him a contract, but yeah, he got to step it up. He got to step it up. Patrick said Clarence is one of the most negative reporters I've heard of. Yeah, he he can be one of the most negative ones out there. But yeah, I'm gonna give you that stat here in just a moment.
WFAA TV. Training camps look a lot different today. Physicality. Do you feel like the method that you take, the guys are totally prepared for a 17-game season, and how do you strike a balance?
Yeah, that's the goal. I think you have to get ahead of it. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get ahead of the, building the calluses, being physical, getting their conditioning in now. Then the season's going to get started, and early on we're going to still practice physically. And as we get into the season, we'll adjust and we'll bring it down a little bit. And we play a lot of short week games and a lot of prime time games, and so you adjust your practice schedules based on that. But make no mistakes about it. I've told the guys, as we get closer to making this long run into the playoffs, we're going to pick it back up. And it might not be like a training camp practice, but we'll have pads on and we'll pop a little bit. And I think that's all preparing yourself for this long marathon.
Bill.
I'm going to show you something in a moment about why Brian Schottenheimer, why does he have this team running after practice? Why is he talking about conditioning? And then why does he mention that towards the end of the season, they're going to pick the conditioning back up as they get ready for a deep playoff run? Why is he saying this? I'm going to show you in just a moment, because a lot of the stuff that Brian Schottenheimer is saying, if you pay attention, it's really just common sense stuff if you've just been paying attention to how the tea leaves are going. So why is he so focused again? Why is he so focused on conditioning? I'm going to show you in just a second.
Bill Jones, CBS Texas. It's Hall of Fame week.
What up, Gregory Hicks?
And you've got a guy going in that you have a very close relationship with, Drew Brees. How special is this week for you? And maybe a parallel between Drew and Dak and the relationship you have with both those guys.
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of Drew, Brittany, their entire family. What he's done for this game, and I'm devastated I won't be able to be there, but we've got family day, and so I need to be here with our guys. He understands that as a competitor, the ultimate competitor. The journey that he's had to walk from Purdue to San Diego, to playing really well in San Diego, to getting benched in San Diego, to tearing up his shoulder, to going to New Orleans, to the Super Bowls. I don't let many people talk to the team. I'm very selective, but I asked him to come last year, just a couple weeks ago, and speak to the team, and he brought his boys, and it was great. But I've always said that, Drew I've always had on a pedestal, and maybe one of the greatest leaders I've ever been around. And then I met Dak, and I think he and Dak are very similar. I'm not going to pick, but they're both just incredible.
He said, did he met Dak Prescott? That's what I'm talking about, bro. He said, did I met Dak, boy? Yeah, said he met Dak.
We're human beings, one. They're both guided by their faith. They're both great fathers, and they are both special young men that they're about the right things, and that's winning.
Alrighty, we gotta go.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Brian Schottenheimer. Appreciate you there. Let me show you a couple things based on kind of what Schotty is talking about. Because this is really, there's a method to this madness of what he's doing. The answer is actually in the Cowboys 2026 schedule. it is absolutely going to require some serious conditioning. Why is that, you say? Well, let's check this out. Why is Brian Schottenheimer making it a priority for the Dallas Cowboys to be conditioned? Have we forgot about this schedule? They open up on Sunday night, Commanders the following Sunday, Rio de Janeiro, September the 27th, Texans October the 4th, short week to the Buccaneers October the 8th. When you look at these first 5 games, you better be conditioned. This is a gauntlet of a schedule. You better be conditioned those first 5 weeks because they're very important. The Cowboys are going to be ripping and running everywhere. New York, Washington, D.C., the Washington, D.C. area, Rio de Janeiro, back to Houston, and then to Tampa Bay in 4 days. You better be conditioned. You better be conditioned. The first 5 weeks of the season are going to be so tiring for the Dallas Cowboys. They better be conditioned. The league set it up like this. But then, let's look at the back part of this schedule. I've already said this. This league, whether people realize it or not, they have set the Dallas Cowboys up to succeed. A lot of people keep saying this is a hard schedule. The way it's arranged, it's actually a perfect schedule. The Cowboys, of course, they go on these runs because of these primetime Thursday night Thanksgiving type of stints. So they're going to come back October the 4th, October the 8th. Then they come back 10 days later, October the 18th, they play the Packers. Then they're going to play the Eagles. Then they're going to play the Cardinals. Then they're going to play, and the Cardinals, you know, you think about these, it just seems like these are shorter weeks, but October the 8th, October the 15th, they're going to play the 22nd. Then they're going to turn right back around and play on the 26th. Now, if y'all noticed last year, Cowboys kind of ran out of gas around Thanksgiving. They ran out of gas a little bit. When they came back, I think it was from that Thanksgiving game, they looked so flat. But this is the other part of this schedule. They are giving the Dallas Cowboys humongous breaks between the Seahawks and the Rams. And I believe this is the 2 weeks they're going to pick up the conditioning. They're going to pick up the conditioning between these 3 games. Humongous break. You play on the 26th and you don't play again until the 7th. Then you don't play again until the 20th. The Dallas Cowboys are literally only playing 3 games in December. And this is why he's talking about this deep playoff run, because this right here should absolutely set you up for a deep playoff run. This is where he's going to be able to do something that most teams don't get to do in December so that they don't get rusty because they're not playing in December 3 times. We're going to be doing some conditioning in between these games right here. Watch what I tell you. They're going to put the pads on in between the Eagles and the Seahawks. They'll put the pads on in between the Seahawks and the Rams. These 3 games are going to get you ready for, as he's saying, a deep playoff run. Why does it make sense? I would not be surprised. I will not be surprised that by the time we play the Jaguars, one of these games might be for playoff seed or position. And I won't be surprised if one of these games or the last game, I won't be surprised if it means absolutely nothing. We'll see how it goes. But I know why he's talking about conditioning. Of course, he wants the team to be in shape. But they got to be ready. The first 5 games of this season, Cowboys are going to be ripping and running all over the place. Very little rest. Very little rest. And then when you get to this portion of the schedule, and I call it the Philly to Philly schedule, the teams are not really that hard. It's just the schedule and how you're going to be playing it, especially in that Thanksgiving phase. But once you get past Thanksgiving, if the Cowboys can be where I think they're going to be, the Cowboys should be in the catbird seat after that Thanksgiving game. 5 games left. 5 games left. The Cowboys need to be at double-digit wins by the time they come out of that last Philadelphia Eagle game. They need to be at double-digit wins or at least at 9. So that when you come out and you have 5 games to go, that you can still achieve 11 to 12 wins. They must be at 9 wins right here. They got a gauntlet of a schedule. It's not the schedule to me. It's not that it's hard because of the opponents. The schedule is difficult because of the way they have it scheduled in the early part of the season. The Cowboys actually have 2 ridiculous runs they're going to have to make. Rio de Janeiro to the Texans to the Buccaneers. That's a ridiculous run. Then you come back in what I call the Philly run. They got another ridiculous run. They're going to be home. Thankfully, think about this. They have literally set the Cowboys up to succeed. Look at this before Thanksgiving. Even though they're going to play, 3 games in 10 to 11 days? Look at what they did to them. All home games. All home, Cowboy fans. All home. 49ers, Titans, Eagles. Oh, I'm sorry. We ought to win 3 in a row right there alone. 3 in a row. Yeah. That's why they're working on the conditioning. Because of what they're going to be facing beginning of the season and then right there in that midway point. Because I'm telling you, I think they ran out of gas a little bit last year. I think they ran out of gas a little bit after Thanksgiving. So you got to get them conditioned to handle the first 5 games. Then when they play that second group of games, they're going to get a 10-day break in there. Then they're going to play the second group of games. You're going to start conditioning again in December. You're only playing 3 times. It just makes sense what he's talking about. It just makes sense. I am telling you guys, they have set the Cowboys up to succeed, and I don't think people really realize it. Everybody's talking about that schedule is hard. Nah, that schedule isn't hard. I think the beginning, it's going to be a doozy. But if the Cowboys, again, if they can make it to 9 to 10 wins, by the time they get to Philadelphia, we might be playing for that number 1 seed. We're going to see. Yeah, we might be playing for that number 1 seed. Absolutely. I know why he's talking about conditioning. The beginning of that thing is tough. It is. It's absolutely tough. And that beginning of that season, they have got to come out of the beginning with 3 wins at least. In those first 5 games, they must win at least 3. But if they win 4, oh my gosh, we're on our way. If they win 4. But I believe they should beat the Commanders. They should beat the Giants. We're going to see what happens in Rio de Janeiro. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, they are going to be the first true test of has this running game or has this running defense really improved. Then you're going to get the Houston Texans. They got a battering defense. I'm not worried about Stroud, but they got a battering defense. Then we're going to face the Buccaneers, thankfully, at home with Baker Mayfield with a lot to prove. Then you're going to play the Packers over there in Green Bay. We're going to see if that's going to be Michael Parsons' first game. So it's going to be a very interesting schedule. But once they get past that, make it to that second half of the schedule, we got to come out of that first 6 with at least, I would say, 4 wins. And if we can get 4 to 5 wins in that second stint, oh, we on our way, Cowboys fans. I'm telling y'all, we on our way. But again, it seemed like they ran a little bit out of gas last year, and I don't think you want to deal with that again. Mike said this, it's a balancing act between being fresh and physical, and condition helps with the minimum mistakes and penalties. And that's another issue, too. Talked about that yesterday. Hopefully that will help with the mental aspects. Sir Knows in the background, what's going on, Sir Knows? Season gonna be great. Bad said in 09 and 10, Schotty was an OC for the Jets, got them to the AFC title game twice back to back. He knows a thing or two about what the body needs takes to get that month of football. Yeah. Well, he's going to get there differently this time, though. Yeah, it was all defense in that run. And eventually, Mark Sanchez just wasn't enough. But we're going to make this run this time, Bass, with defense and offense. Yeah. Yeah, he gonna make that joint with defense and offense this year. I'm excited about it. What's going on, Dak Fan for Life? Appreciate that super chat. He said, gee, we have the Bucs and the Commanders at the beginning of the season at home. It's a blessing, I'm telling you. That's why I say when that first 5 games, man, we should come out of that thing 3 wins minimum. If we get 4, great. From Philly to Philly, I'm sorry, but we should easily be able to get 4 to 5 wins from Philly to Philly. We'll enter into that second or that third trimester of our schedule. We should be able to get to about 11 to 12 wins. I think we can. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, Bass, you said the Jags won't repeat 13-4. Bass, you think about last year, I think the NFC was sleep. It ain't sleep this year. Yeah, it ain't sleep this year. That NFC ain't sleep this year for sure. All right, let's move on. We're going to get back into another Dak Prescott discussion in a moment. Let's get over here to the player interviews. Man, let me tell y'all something. I had quite a bit of player interviews lined up. I mean, it's not like I was interviewing them for real. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I was interviewing them for real. But I had quite a few of these lined up from what has been playing over the last few days. And then I heard this morning that George Pickens actually gave 105.3 The Fan today. George Pickens gave them an interview. Oh, yeah, we got to hear it. I definitely want to hear what George Pickens has to say in light of the Zay Flowers deal. It is insane to me that Zay Flowers is now making more, dare I say, than CeeDee Lamb. What multiverse are we in?
George Pickens sitting down with us here on the tennis court.
What multiverse are we in? And not only is Zay Flowers making more than Lamb, he's making more than George Pickens? This is crazy work. This is crazy work. That's all I can tell you, it's crazy work. But, nevertheless, George Pickens, I am shocked. George Pickens is on 105.3 The Fan. Let's see what they have to say, or what questions do they have to ask George Pickens. Let's check it out.
George Pickens sitting down with us here on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California, coming off an incredible season, 1,429 yards and 9 touchdowns, second-team All-Pro. Man, congratulations. It's great to see you back here, but congrats on 2025, man. That was amazing.
I know. I appreciate you, man. Just clicking with the guys.
So, looking back on it.
Wait a minute. Wade Graham, bro, I'm sorry, but you're exactly right, bro. Wade Graham said we're in the Twilight Zone, bro. Bro, we are in the Twilight Zone. We're in the Twilight Zone. They turned them CERN machines on. That's all I'm telling you, man. Bass, I'm telling you right now, Bass. If 105.3 get Dak Prescott to do an interview, I don't know what to tell you. I know we about to win 3. We gonna win 3 Super Bowls back to back if they get Dak Prescott on here. We definitely gonna get if they get Dak Prescott on here. Which I don't think they'll ever get Dak Prescott, because if I was Dak Prescott, shoot, boy, I'd have a hard time advising me and my Cowboy teammates to go in there after what they try to do to Dak, boy. Woo!
Everything that's transpired. What was your favorite moment of 2025?
Oh, I definitely say either the Philly game or the Chiefs game. I always wanted to beat the Chiefs, just watching them win Super Bowl after Super Bowl. And then the Philly game, just because they were coming off of a Super Bowl, and then we came back and beat them.
So I'm thinking of the mossing of Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
That play. And was Chiefs the game where you hurdled the guy and you looked like Spider-Man?
Yeah. It's a lot. It's so many I can't even.
There was a lot of them, bro.
Yeah.
The Carolina game, that was a movement right there.
Yeah.
How often do you just go on YouTube and just watch your own highlights? Just get you fired up.
It pops up. I play the video game a lot, so it pops up all the time. Nice. Like it's all the time. I can't miss it.
So are you big on following like your Madden rating?
Oh yeah, I play Madden a lot, but like I kind of look at my rating. I'm kind of like I always been like, all right, because I kind of know what I can do.
Yeah.
So it's never going to be as good as they. You know what I mean? So I never really looked at it crazy, but when people also tell me like, oh yeah, bro, you're definitely supposed to be like a 92, 93, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I definitely should.
But you're 99 overall in your own personal record.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
As you should be.
Yeah.
When you bring up those two games, after that, I felt like everybody that was watching felt if it's third down, it's 3rd and George.
Yeah.
You know, and so to me, you could kind of see defenses maybe changing the approach of how they were defending you.
Yeah.
Did you notice that during the season? What kind of went down with that?
I kind of noticed it definitely during the season when I kind of started seeing how big of a threat I was, kind of like how I was at the Steelers. Like when C got hurt, and then I was in this offense by myself, and then the other team see me like, okay, this guy's when it's a vertical threat, it's a little more dangerous because that might be 40 yards a pop. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you can, if you even get a flag down there, a spot foul, now you can also win on field goals. So like, I kind of definitely started seeing coverage changes. Detroit was the first game where we thought they were going to do something different, and they literally just whole plan was just to double team me.
Sure.
Yeah, so that was the first game. That was pretty shocking to me because everything was going smooth.
Yeah.
Kansas City, the game before that.
See, a lot of people were mad at George Pickens about this game. But Brian Schottenheimer came out and did exactly what he was supposed to do. Brian Schottenheimer took responsibility for that game because I don't understand what Brian did. We talked about it last year during that game. It was so simple what they did. They basically double-teamed George Pickens, made sure they jumped all the underneath routes and had somebody over the top. And what did Brian Schottenheimer continue to do? Brian Schottenheimer continued to run the dang on slant routes. That's called making an adjustment, man. If they're going to try to double George like that, move him around, put him in motion, line him up on the same side as CD. You got to do multiple things. You never let a team like Detroit, you never let them take a player like George Pickens out of the game. And a lot of people might have thought that George kind of gave up in the game. I don't think George was frustrated by the game as much as he was frustrated by Brian Schottenheimer not making the adjustments. That's what he's frustrated by. He's like, man, can't you see what they're doing? Can you call something different? And Brian took responsibility after that game because he said, I should have called something different. Yeah, you think? Exactly. Yeah, you think? And man, I'm laughing when you hear George Pickens talk, man. When you hear George Pickens talk, man, for as much of a monster he is on the field, dude talks so smooth. He just talks so smooth, cool, calm, and collected.
They kind of played their base defense. Philly played we got Philly DC now, so kind of their base stuff. And then Detroit seen what we did to both of those teams and like was just like, nah. Definitely double.
You guys cooking up an answer to that? I mean, if they're going to double you, do you let other guys eat? What do we have in store here?
Definitely moving me around a little bit. You can always do that. You can always.
Brian Schottenheimer, let me be your advisor, bro. Brian, let me be your advisor, bro. I said this last year. Georgia said the same thing. I mean, it's just really simple. Move the man around. It's that simple. Move him around. Put him in motion. Don't you just let them line up two people on George Pickens. You see two people on George Pickens, Dak Prescott. If you see they got two people on George Pickens, send him in motion. Matter of fact, even if we don't see it, they may try to disguise the coverage. Okay, let's send him in motion. Let's line him up somewhere else. Let's line him up in the backfield and then let him run out to the wide receiver spot. I mean, just do all kinds of things to throw off a defense. It's your job to match or mismatch George Pickens up on the competition. It's not for you to say, oh, nobody can hold George Pickens. Even if we run the slant route, nobody will stop us. Yes, they will. Let me tell you something about this league. These defense coordinators in this league, they lose sleep figuring out ways to stop teams. And you will eventually run up against a team who will stop you. And once they give everybody the blueprint, everybody follows. Y'all might not remember, but in 2023, isn't it ironic? You want to know the team that gave everybody the blueprint to knock the Dallas Cowboys off down the stretch in 2023? It was the Detroit Lions. Go back and check that game. It was the Detroit Lions. Gotta give Dan Campbell some credit, man. Dan knows a thing or two about football. Yeah, he knows a thing or two about football. Cobie D said, you should always use motion because it lets you know if it's man or zone. Man, let me tell you something. And Cobie D, let's just say you were not using motion. But if they're showing you what they're doing, make the adjustment and start using the motion. You got to be ready in a football game. You have to be ready in a football game to make any and every adjustment. And don't let them just be halftime adjustments. You got to be ready to make adjustments on the fly. You see what they did on one series and you say, okay, I see what we're doing now. They've done it on 2 series. I see what they're doing now. Hey, it's time to change it up a little bit. Man, don't wait till the 4th quarter. No, you make those adjustments the moment you see what it is.
Always put 2 top guys on one side. Yeah. Now you're kind of screwed either way.
Yeah.
So it's definitely ways to definitely do it and get open. It's just we can't always come out in that personnel. So when we do come out in the regular or our regular deal, maybe it's for Javonte or maybe for another guy who this play is designed for, they'll try to come out in cloud. That's what I start seeing. Like anytime we pop out in our regular deal, they're trying to double me.
Would you like
this dude know football, man? I'm telling y'all. For as much as people talk about George Pickens, shoot, man, every time I listen to George Pickens, you know, this guy is he's definitely turning into a gentleman off the field, a demon on the field. Man, every time I listen to George Pickens talk, I just go, man, people don't realize how intelligent this kid is. George Pickens is absolutely intelligent. And when you hear him talk, I mean, George Pickens, man, he breaks down X's and O's so simple. You're just like, yeah, this dude is really, really smart. Cowboys got him one, man. I'm praying that they keep this guy. I'm praying they keep him for the next 3 to 4 seasons. Yes, sir, Bass. Real-time, in-game adjustments. Oh, yeah. Hey, 70s Fans Show, Denver just did it. You know, you think about that Detroit game. No, Denver just did it with a ferocious pass rush. The Detroit Lions outsmarted us because you think about the Denver Broncos game. They just beat us with a pass rush. I still can't figure out. They were literally going one-on-one with CeeDee Lamb. I forgot that cornerback name. They were going one-on-one with CeeDee Lamb, and we wouldn't throw the ball down there. Made absolutely no sense. Yeah, Denver just beat us with a pass rush. But Detroit Lions outsmarted us. Yeah, they outsmarted us. Yeah, they actually outsmarted us.
to play more slot?
It doesn't really matter. I like slot. I just get open naturally. So, like, if I'm in the slot, catch a little right there in front of Dak, bam, bam, 2nd and 5. I can really do everything. So, like, I don't really trip about it or mind about it. I just, kind of like you said, just intricate guys in different spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What up, Mike?
So do you like that?
Hold on, man. Hold on. Y'all have to catch what George Pickens does also. Listen to him the rest of this interview, and you're going to pick up on something with George Pickens. I absolutely love it. Has anybody noticed that George Pickens is not shy about talking about how good he is? I absolutely love it. George Pickens is not shy about saying how good he is nonchalantly in conversations. George be straight up. Yeah, man, I'm great. Did y'all catch him when they was asking him the interview about, yeah, man, you know, why you playing under a tag and this and that and this and that? He go, yeah, man, you know, I just want to bring a Super Bowl to a group of guys who hadn't experienced that yet. What? GPB, bro, and how can you call it bragging? I always say, how can you call it bragging when he's telling the truth? How can you call it bragging? How can you call it bragging when you're telling the truth? This man, and I say this all the time about people, it is disingenuous. There's a difference in humility and being disingenuous. I tell folk all the time, when God has given you an ability, don't you dare tell somebody I'm not that good. No, when God is giving you ability to be one of the greatest at what you do, yeah, I'm that great. I'm that great. Yeah, I'm that good. I'm not going to go out and broadcast it, but since you're mentioning it, I'm that doggone good. Yeah, you got to learn how to have humility while giving God the praise. Yeah, I'm that good. You better believe I am. Don't you ever shy away from what you are great at. I am that good. And every time I hear George talk, it's always funny to me because I don't call it bragging. No, George just straight up, just nonchalantly, just telling you in every conversation, yeah, I'm good. This dude said I naturally get open. Baz said, what is he supposed to say, Baz? How can you call it bragging when he telling the truth? I say it all the time. How can you call it bragging when he telling the truth, man? I don't understand. How do you call it bragging?
That chess match, or do you like just going out there and being the best?
I like the chess match just because if you figure out the right thing, it's almost a touchdown every time. So I kind of started at the Steelers just because it was only me. So I always seen cloud. At the Steelers, I never even got a chance to get a one-on-one ball. Every one-on-one ball that I got, I caught. So like, I definitely like the chess match because you can beat double coverage too. You know what I mean? You can beat double coverage too. So you just got to notice it before it happens.
Schotty says you're highly motivated, and that's bad news for the rest of the league. Do you agree with that, that maybe you're more motivated?
As a man thinking, Derrick Rose.
Yeah, most definitely.
As a man thinking so easy. You right. That's what I said. Man, let me tell you something. We can go back. You can't miss nothing with George Pickens, bro. George Pickens just be flat out telling, hey, man, I'm good. Shoot, I'm great. I'm one of the best. I love that. I love that confidence, bro.
Definitely like the chess match because you can beat double coverage too. You know what I mean? You can beat double coverage too, so you just got to notice it before it happens.
Yeah, George, because we seen you do it. Yes, sir.
Schotty says you're highly motivated, and that's bad news for the rest of the league.
Boy, George got me rolling in here, boy.
League. Do you agree with that, that maybe you're more motivated now?
Yeah, most definitely. Just all the time. I just feel like the older I'm getting more of the Cobie Durant things. You know what I mean? Just more of like.
Boy, I'm telling y'all, GP is next level, bro. This man next level. This man just put himself in the conversation with the Black Mamba. Bro, I'm sorry. You couldn't get me. You could not pay me enough to not have this dude on my team. I'm telling you, me, Poobie D, and some of y'all in the same boat. I'm sorry. You can tell me anything you want to about Max Crosby or anybody else. But if you're telling me it means that I don't have George Pickens to get Max Crosby, see you later, Max Crosby. No. I want this guy on my team. I want him on my team. I'm telling you, every time you listen to him, GP be just straight up saying it so nonchalantly. Yeah, I'm good. I'm great. I love it. Real Estate Vet said, hey, appreciate you, Real Estate Vet. Appreciate that super chat. He said, I hope CD isn't feeling a certain way because nobody is talking about him like they were before GP. I hope 88 don't get in his feelings. Well, Hey, I tell you what, Bass said it yesterday. Patrick Walker said it yesterday. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, but they were talking about yesterday how it seemed like CeeDee Lamb had no energy in practice. I really don't know what's going on. I would hope he don't get in his feelings because CeeDee Lamb has said multiple times he's George Pickens' biggest fan. And I believe he is. And people not talking about CeeDee Lamb should motivate him. Should absolutely motivate him. Yeah. Yeah, Poobie D said he talking about him. Yeah, should motivate him. If I was CD, I'd be 100% motivated. Not because of what people are saying about George Pickens. I would be motivated just because of how great George Pickens is. Man, iron sharpens iron. You get me, if my friend is on my team and he great, you're not separating us. Nah, we both about to be great. Shoot. Man, this is my friend right here, bro. We both about to be great. Said his fan shit, I was talking about Denver game when Zeke was in. Oh, okay, when Zeke was in his prime and DeMarcus Ware went to the Broncos, that was a blueprint for beating us. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Who cares if it's hard? You got to do it. And he's like, the older you get, from the kid, the whining of just every little thing, even that's taking out the trash because your mom told you to take out the trash. Now that's starting to just, you know what I mean? So now I'm just mostly focused on, like you said, the chess match, winning games. I always want to win games because playoffs, and that changes everybody's life. So definitely winning games is always my top priority, kind of like I said last year. But definitely, having fun too. For a lot of other guys.
Your attitude about it, the way you've taken it, like you say, in this mature approach, did it kind of help you in the off season when all the talk about your contract?
It kind of just helped me, period, kind of, because before the contract talks, the end of last season, my whole 2025 year was more of that campaign, and you see what I produced. So, that's just definitely where, my mind's been at. Just if you're gonna do it, just do it the full thing and do every little intricate thing. Whether that's cold tub, whether that's, some people don't know, sleep. You know what I mean? So anything to get you better, you should have that mindset. And it takes some people that's still learning on inside out cut or inside edge or outside edge to even get to that point. So I've been past all that. Now I'm just mentally definitely ready.
Mamba George is here.
Yeah.
Mamba George.
Yeah. Talking about maturity. George is basically, I think he's in a situation where he's like, I already know I'm great in between the numbers. And this is what young folk have to master when you're as talented. When God blesses you to be as talented. I don't think people understand, man, that George Pickens, he is in a class of athlete that you just don't get to see a lot. George Pickens just basically said in a nutshell, I've mastered everything between the sidelines and the hash marks, or I'm mastering that. But now what he's really trying to master is what's between his ears. Yeah. You must master what's between your ears. Because if you don't, your talent will take you places that your character won't endure. But if you get your mental game right, your mental game will actually take you places that your talent could never get you. That your talent could never get you. Because that's the thing that separates those people who all may be teetering so talented. They all teetering in that area of Jefferson and Chase and Jigba and Nakua and Lamb and Pickens. Pickens is working on the part that will separate him even from them. This dude's on a mission, man. You can hear it. This dude wants to be the best in the game. And I want him on my team. I want him on my team. He's saying it. I got to master this part in between here because everything else going to take care of itself.
How you sleeping out here?
Super good. Super good. Time change is always crazy from weird here to there. Yeah. But it got me the first couple of days now where I feel like we're we're pretty good. The routine's going.
No roommate?
No roommate.
There you go, baby. Did you have one last year? Did you have one last year?
No, I didn't, actually.
Okay.
I was close to some people, though, but I didn't have a roommate.
Veteran treatment.
Did you, in Pittsburgh, did you have to have roomies?
Yeah.
Was that awful?
Yeah, it was kind of, we were staying at a D3 college.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's far, far away from this. We share a bathroom. So, like, that's why I kind of said, like, my mindset has went through a lot of things that, you know, some people that get drafted to the Cowboys never seen yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've kind of, like, I'm already an edge ahead a little bit.
Did y'all hear what George Pickens just said, man? You gotta catch these subtle shots, man, that this dude is making it so powerful. I came up through the dirt, man. I've been in places, you know, being drafted in a place that's not the Cowboys. They got it good over here. Man, I done been through hell and back on other teams. I got some edge that people don't have on this team because they don't know what it feels like to not be on this team. Tell them, GP. GP just said, hey, man, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth, man. GP said, I'm from the hood, bruh. I'm from the hood. Boy, y'all better hear what this man is saying. Y'all better hear what this man is saying. Boy, this man, GP, man, this man, hey, gem of an interview, bro. This man is dropping megaton bombs and knowledge up in this thing, man. Bass said Dallas has privilege and they know it. And, bro, Bass is saying, though, Bass, GP is also saying another part. They don't know how good they really got it. GP said, I come from where I didn't have it. Hey, man, boy, people better hear what this man is saying. Better hear what this man is saying, man. Real estate fan said GP saying that. He said, we got it good in Dallas, laughed my butt off. He said he wants to stay in Dallas. Life too good at the Star, bro. Shoot. Man, you better hear what this dude saying. Man, syrup sandwiches and super water, baby. Hey, I be telling my sons about them ketchup sandwiches. Boy, they be laughing, bro. Man, I come from a place, bro, I used to eat mustard sandwiches. My sons be laughing, Bass. They be like, you ate them, you ate those voluntarily. You better believe I did. Shoot. Love me a mustard sandwich. Better stop playing. I grew up in a place you didn't have meat to put on that bread. George Pickens is saying something, bro. I got this out the dirt.
Yeah, that's got to be weird sometimes.
How did you develop, maybe it's mom and dad, but how did you develop the ability just to put your hands up at the last minute to catch footballs? I mean, it's like I watch it like the front pylon throw you had the other day, but and even on the sidelines, Dak hit you on the sideline play where you recovered and you just put your hands. How do you know? Is this just you being that type of guy? I mean, how does that happen?
Definitely just. It
doesn't look like an accident. It looks like I'm baiting these guys. I'm not going to put my hands up until I absolutely have to put my hands up to catch this ball.
And then people don't know most times when you're running a route, depending on what route you're running.
Right.
The ball, if you actually run and get to your spot, the ball should just fall near you. You know what I mean? So whether you have to go up or turn around or do a 360 backflip Spider-Man to catch the ball, it's going to fall somewhere near you. So if you can hold that until it gets super, super, super close, they'll never stop it.
That's a superpower. Seriously, I mean, is
this is insane what he's explaining. Brian brought us, and Brian brought us follow-up comment is exactly right. What he just asked George Pickens is like asking Superman, how do you have laser beams come out of your eye? It's like asking Superman, how do you have X-ray vision? George Pickens is just naturally gifted. He's explaining something that, like, somebody says, oh, I like the way he explained it. I can go do it. No, very few people are going to be able to hear what George Pickens said and go do it. And I'm talking only a handful. GP has an ability. And this is what happens when you start talking about top 5 wide receivers. They typically have some ability that really can't be taught. Did you notice he asked George Pickens where he got it from? He didn't explain where he got it from. The only thing he explained is, how does he do his superpower? That's all he explained. That's all he explained. He didn't tell him where he got it from, because there are some things that are just given to you, and it's not for everybody else to have. This dude GP. I'm telling y'all, this dude is different, man. That's why Dak Prescott be talking about this man the way he does. He different. He is different. You can't explain your superpower. You can't do it.
The way you play, that's a real superpower, to have the ability not to show those defensive backs.
Yeah.
Like they're like I said, Revel was in good coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in good.
Wait. Are y'all hearing George Pickens again? George Pickens is low-key saying, I'm that good. Or y'all notice every time they say something, he go, yeah. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. He's explaining, G, like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. Hey, CGW, let me tell you something. I don't know if I don't know you enough to know what ability you have. CGW, I'm going to tell you something. Most people, they just don't realize it. They have something, CGW, that they can do. And what I mean by they can do, it's actually not practice. They roll out of bed and do it. There are some things that people have been given. They literally roll out of bed and do it. It's not even practice. They just do it. Everybody has that ability. They may not realize it. Let me give you an example. Will the Fourth. You just made a perfect point. Some can practice and still won't be as good. Let me give you a perfect point from my experience as a preacher. I ran across a preacher in my undergraduate work. I ran across a preacher, they called him the walking Bible. He can literally quote entire books. Ephesians, Philippians. I'm not talking about sections. I'm not talking about verses. This guy can literally go from the first verse to the last verse by memory. Incredible. And when I met him, I was like, wow. I said, man, I'm going to learn to do what you do. It's incredible. Now, this was after the first time he heard me preach in my undergraduate work, because we had to get up and preach in front of everybody to kind of, let everybody kind of see what we are and, whatever we need to work on. And I remember he says to me, he says, hold on a second, son. He says, I want to know what Bible. He said, what Bible were you preaching from? And I don't know, I gave him the Bible I was preaching from. And he said, hold on. He said, don't waste your time on trying to do what I do, because you'll never be as good at it. And if you try to work on what I do, you won't be as good at what you do. And he said to me, he says, you got an ability and you don't even understand it yet. You have an ability that a lot of people don't have. The reason why he was asking me the Bible I was preaching from is because I was breaking down scripture so matter-of-factly, plain, and giving application to where people were just like, man, they're like getting this stuff. He was like, you got to keep doing what you do well. Because there are just certain things, I'm telling you. Every single Sunday I preach. I don't even use notes. People be sometimes like, hey, man, I've had people in the past say, hey, can you let me have your notes? Well, I don't have notes. I have an ability to just look at the verses. And I do my sermons on the verses right there on the spot. I've had so many people, they were asking me, I've had preachers, hey, can you let me have your notes? I'm sorry, I don't have them. You just gonna have to go back and listen to the sermon. And I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you, I realized the same thing he told me about himself. He realized he had an ability that other people didn't have. He didn't have to study to memorize the verses. He said he started realizing that he would read verses and he could recall them. And it's the same thing for me. I don't have to write sermons. I don't have to do all of that stuff. I can look at it, know what it means, and then come right into a pulpit, right there and preach. Right there. I can go in anybody's congregation and they ask me to preach, give me 5 minutes. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you that's an ability. God gives us abilities. And I tell people, you got to tap into. You got to find what that ability is that God is giving you. Because there are abilities that God giving you that even if you teach it, as Will the Force said, even if you teach it, they will never be able to do it as good as you. Bottom line. Bottom line. Jeremy Bear said, gee, you freestyle, bro. He said, like a rap song, he said, song right there rhymes, but it's a talent to be able to freestyle. Man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, people be like amazed. They like, hey, man, can I have your notes? I'm sorry, I don't have any. I don't have any. All I'm doing is reading verses. That's it. I'm reading verses and expounding upon the verses because I understand them and break them down, word definitions, everything. It's just everybody, they don't realize it, but everybody has an ability that they do better than somebody who was taught. And George Pickens is basically explaining you cannot tell somebody how to do a superpower. You can tell them what you're doing. Don't mean they can do it. Don't mean they can do it. Bottom line.
Shape, and I'm like, how do you catch that ball?
Yeah.
You just put your hands up at the last minute and got it. Yeah.
Finally got a competent quarterback. I mean, how many times did you say to yourself last season? How many times during a game you say, damn, it feels good to have just a competent quarterback here?
So many times, bro. So many times. So many games, too, because there's so many teams that I played before, and then it's a different outcome. So I definitely say, yeah, it's great to have 4.
Well, it's good to have you and CD, together, and I saw video.
Yeah, that helps. CD helps. Because when you get a young man that this talented, now he's going to get opportunities that he never got. Now he's going to get opportunities that he hadn't got before. You know, he's going to get, he's going to get opportunities that he never got before, and he's just going to continue to show the talent that he has. Just incredible talent.
Videos of you guys in the off season. So can you take us through what is a day in the life of an off season day with GP and CD?
Definitely.
Derek Rose, he said Fox and ESPN has abilities too. He says called quoting what you've already mentioned on your show. Derek Rose, I be laughing, bro, because sometimes my wife be saying that. She be like, George, did they listen to your show that you did yesterday? She said, because they started talking about the same thing you was talking about on your show. I'm sure that's not what they're doing. I'm sure that's not what they're doing, man. I think sometimes I just get out ahead of certain stories before people get a chance to talk about it, man.
We work out, we get up, work out first. We usually choose something tropical. I feel like that's the best thing. I mean, I think 2023, I went to Wyoming. That was like the first time I chose the snow route, the ski route. But with me and C, we definitely go tropical, work out in the morning first, get something to eat, play the game throughout the day, and then we just chill for real. We either do like paddle boarding. We went paddle boarding. Definitely certain activities. You know what I mean? And me personally, I like that better than anything. I like all activities, fishing, golfing, just because you're technically still being active.
Yeah. You say when you did the snow, did you snowboard?
Yeah, I skied and snowboarded.
Which one do you like better?
I like skiing's easier.
Yeah.
But snowboarding, once you get it, it's better. It's too easy.
Man, I'm sorry, bro. Am I the only one noticing this? I love listening to this dude talk. If you were in a regular conversation with George Pickens, I mean, you might think he's like intellectual and smart, but I mean, it's like you're not even talking to the same dude that you are watching play on the field. Man, this dude different, man. This dude is different, I'm telling you. He's different. He's just different, man.
Easy, yeah.
I could see like a guy that has the ability to play with your feet and your hips.
Yeah.
You'd like snowboarding better because you're kind of used to that. With that kind of the way.
Definitely, and that's another thing with all of those different activities has a different component that football doesn't bring.
Right.
You know what I mean? So snowboarding, golfing, you see most cues golf,
right?
Because it's a different component.
Yeah.
So definitely different things, different activities. What I love to do.
Well, then you work some muscles that you didn't even know that maybe you don't usually work.
And then you know the golf swing is usually all torque. So it's definitely an eye opener.
I saw the video on Cowboys Social, something that we should normalize, and George Pickens said 2 showers a day.
Yes.
2 showers a day, and your quote was, some of y'all don't shower.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's problematic. Is that a teammate situation? We got some sweaty teammates up in here?
I think that's a world situation. You know, we sometimes go to grocery stores and whatever aisle you're on, you're like, you'll get a little stench every now and then, or, you know what I mean? So everything, you know, you go to the pool, you're just laying out on the chair, kid walks by, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
That's
funky.
Kind of smell that, but you also smell the chlorine, but you kind of got that whiff.
Yes.
And that's kind of what I mean. That's kind of what I mean, and I probably also say that because I'm a football player, so it's more normalized.
Just Lee, bro, you just said something there, bro. That's why you can't judge a book by its cover. Man, you better say it, bro. You better say it. See, Just Lee, a lot of people, I've heard people when they meet me and talk to me and stuff, and they think I'm like some, I got some degrees and stuff like that, and they think I'm this guy that come from a rich background and all that stuff. Boy, Just Lee, they don't realize, bro, I'm straight from the hood, bro. I'm straight from the hood, man. I'm talking straight from the hood. 13, 14 people deep in a 2-bedroom crib straight from the hood, bro. Some people don't understand. Straight from the hood, man. No, I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up privileged. Some people be thinking all kinds of stuff, Just Lee. Shoot. I'm straight from the hood, bro. But I'll tell you what. Sometimes growing up like that, man, it really builds you in a different kind of way, man. It really does. It builds you in a different kind of way. When you built and you come from where I come from and where some of y'all come from, when you built and you reach certain levels of success, it don't even faze you. It don't even faze you, man. Shoot, when you ate I told my sons, Just Lee, I said, yeah, man, I used to eat barbecue sandwiches. And I was like, yeah, I used to take 2 pieces of bread after all the barbecue was gone off the pan. I would take 2 pieces of bread and put them on the barbecue pan, get all that sauce and fat, and eat that and call it a barbecue sandwich because there wasn't no meat left on there. And they just be rolling on this stuff. Yeah, I'm from the hood, bro. Man, I'm from the hood, bro. Man, you couldn't always get 1 piece of chicken. Man, you couldn't get 2 pieces of chicken. There's a whole bunch of people, man. So, hey, man, I'm just telling you, boy. Well, I wouldn't change none of it either. I wouldn't change none of it, boy. Shoot, Gregory Hicks, boys, better stop playing. Got it out the mud, bro. Man, folks don't understand. If the hood don't consume you and destroy you, it'll build you into something that is unstoppable, man.
That's to me,
Yeah.
but I feel like regular people stay
The pre-bed shower, though, is the most important, right? If you can only do one, it's before you go to bed at night, right?
Yeah, if you can only get one in, because you never know. Some people work overnight shifts, and it's a whole different thing. But if you can only get one in, right before you go to sleep.
Did I read correctly? You're a loofah guy in the shower, or did I get ball sacked on that? Okay, you are a loofah guy.
Yep.
Respect, dude. Likewise.
Thank you.
Man.
Yep.
How many times are you changing the towel?
Oh, like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Every shower's in. Oh, you got 2 or 3 towels?
Yeah, even out there. So when I get out the shower, I got one that wash my whole body off, one for my feet.
Oh, you got a separate foot towel?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I usually do a different towel for my back.
Oh.
Oh, my gosh. That's when you know you're starting to make money. Shoot, man, I come from a place used to have one towel for the whole. Man, you had one towel for the whole week, bro. GP, he done came up, boy. He like George Jefferson now. He done came up. That brother said he got 3 towels. One for his feet, one for his back, and one for his body. Boy, that's different. I don't do it now. Shoot, man, I come from a place, bro. You had a towel for almost a week, man. Tell you, I'm straight from the hood, man. I tell people all the time, I see why when we was growing up, I see why we never got diseases and stuff. Shoot, our immune system was built up on every virus and disease that was out there. Man, we got it out the dirt, bro. We got it out the dirt. Bass, boy, you ain't lying. This man said he got 3 towels, bro. That's a salon, bro.
The acne issue? Or?
Yeah, that's just more of hard place to get. Yeah. I would definitely like a clean canvas.
Fair.
You know
100%, I get that.
A lot of surface area. We're always scrubbing the shins and the feet in the shower?
Oh, yeah. Feet, shins, your butthole. You got to get, you know what I mean?
Hey, man, hold up, man. Y'all going too far, man. Y'all going too far.
It's squeaky deal.
No, you got it. Yep.
Is that a turn and spread situation?
You can either do the turn and spread.
Like a lean and a pull?
You can do no pull. The pull, you might actually hurt yourself. Okay. You don't want to actually pull anything, but you definitely want to get squeaky clean.
What about the bed sheets? How often do we change the bed sheets?
Oh, the bed sheets are all regularly changed, so keep those nice and fresh. Some people have dogs and stuff like that, so that's another normalized for them. Probably every once in a while, change them twice a week. For me, no dogs, no animals yet. I'm thinking about getting a dog, but no animals yet. So
Don't do it.
Do you have
Don't
a specific
do it,
breed
GP.
in mind?
Yeah, I
Don't
really
do
want to go wolf, like a wolf dog, but more percentage of wolf than dog.
Hell yeah. Okay. You're not worried about that? Him going wild on you?
Nah, they're more of like, wolf is a pack. So like how I'm in here with you guys, if I stay with him, stay in this tent for a very long time, we'll probably.
And you got that dog in you.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter.
And I've already had when I was growing up, like 2 huskies, so.
Okay.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Pretty used to it. We freaking love you, George. We do.
I appreciate you guys.
Seriously, you're the man.
I appreciate you.
We'd love to do this again with you in the
George
foreseeable
Pickens, man.
future. What do you think when you see Zay Flowers get 4 and 140 this year?
Y'all knew this was coming. They saved it for the end. I knew they was gonna get this in.
Morning.
I feel like that's nice. I honestly, I feel like that's nice. Me personally, I think I kind of let the world speak for me, but for me personally, I think I'm definitely in that range or above.
Okay.
But definitely.
Did y'all hear what this man said? This lets you know something. George Pickens said he lets the world speak for him. George Pickens knows we all want him to get paid. So what's the point in me acting a fool? George, like everybody want me to get paid. But also, again, George Pickens is not shy about telling people how good he is. I'm in that range or I'm above it. Yeah, I'm above it. Man, George Pickens, I'm sorry. I think Zay Flowers is actually out of his range. But if Zay Flowers got that, oh, man, that GP, man, I told y'all GP gonna break the bank, man. Man gonna break the bank. Shoot, man, folks today so bougie. Man, they got bottled water, bro. Water holes all day long when I was growing up, bro. didn't even know what cold water was. Real estate vet said the hood made me great in the Army and in business. Yep. Gee, I was raised in hot water cornbread. Oh, man, and my mama, boy, I wish she was still alive. Just love her cooking that hot water cornbread. Cornbread and pot liquor. Remember that cornbread? Nowhere near, man. Yeah, boy. Mom cook hot water cornbread like nobody's business, boy. Yeah, Bad said, yeah, that stay outside till the street light went off. Mr. Take Your Chick, what up? He said, man, what's it going to take to get GP signed for a long-term contract? I think it's going to be next season. I think the Cowboys going to extend it. You ain't lying, boy. They got all kinds of info they got up in this joint, bruh. Yeah, man, Cowboys Nation love Pickens, bruh. Cowboys Nation love Pickens, absolutely. JCT said, why does Colin keep flip-flopping on Dak and making a number of excuses for Herbert? You know, hey, you got to tell me. I don't understand if, man. We're going to have to be studied. I do not understand if, man. I don't.
For him and Lamar, and they lost Likely, and how their whole deal is going, I feel like that's good for him.
We were worried about maybe not getting to see out here. Like, was there any serious talk about like a hold-in situation?
You knew they were going to get this in.
No, not really. Just more of because I was just focused on coming with the guys. Yeah. I kind of let my agent kind of do all of that. Sure. I was kind of really locked in on the guys because I don't want to be focused on that. Then they're focused on that because some of them still are. Yeah. And then I'm now no one's focused. So I wanted to be at least one of the guys that's like, you guys are probably worried about me, but you still got to cut here and let's, you know what I mean? Because that'll probably get you. You know what I mean? Just you have to have that mindset though. You just got to keep going.
How different is?
Yeah. I love what GP just said. You let David Mulugeta focus on the business, and you focus on your guys. You focus on the team. And I am telling you, George Pickens will never say this out loud in an interview. I'm sure he will now say it out loud in an interview. But I guarantee you, George Pickens told David Mulugeta, the goal is to stay in Dallas. That's the goal. I guarantee you that's what he told him. The goal is to stay in Dallas. I love it in Dallas. The goal is to stay in Dallas. And you can tell by the way he's operating, George Pickens is in control of this situation.
The red zone offense going to look this year?
Oh, it's going to be insane. Because last year I feel like I made a lot of crazy plays in the red zone, like in the fringe going into the red zone, but more like closer, 5 to 10. Definitely, because I'm starting to get more of the playbook of what Ford likes to do. You know what I mean? Some plays are just plays, and then off of what he sees, the whole thing changes. And I'm starting to understand that more, so definitely.
Well, outstanding, George. Give him hell, man. We'll be pulling for you.
No, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. There he goes. George Pickens, now a second-year wide receiver with America's team here on the Wild Fork Foods hot seat.
I'm telling you, man, every time I hear George Pickens, the only thing I can do is continue to pull for George Pickens. That's all I can do, man. It is all I can do. George Pickens, I believe, I see the conversations in the chat. I believe George Pickens gets his extension at the end of next season. I think he gets his extension at the end of next season. And I got a feeling this is one of the reasons why, for as much as people keep talking about go get Max Crosby, I'm not sure the Cowboys are going to try to do that. I'm not sure they're going to try to get Max Crosby. Cowboys may come out of this training camp saying, maybe we go get Von Miller. Maybe we go get Von Miller. Because our goal is to keep George Pickens next season. Extend Quinnen Williams. Get something done with Ryan Flournoy. Redo Dak Prescott's deal. I'm telling y'all now, I believe Dak Prescott gets a new deal next season. Dak balled out this season. Dak's going to get an extension on that contract. I believe Dak is going to give the Cowboys a discount simply for the reason he wants to keep George Pickens. Yeah. I absolutely believe these things are going to happen. Dak Prescott gets extended. Quinnen Williams gets extended. George Pickens gets extended. Ryan Flournoy is going to get some kind of extension. We'll see what happens with Demorion Overshown. I think he's going to get an extension. He's already made his plea. He wants to stay in Dallas. And in order for him to stay in Dallas with everything the Cowboys have going on, and of course, Overshown being from near where I'm from, he's going to have to probably take some kind of discount to stay in Dallas. I'm telling you, I'm not going to be surprised because you got to really see if you need a Max Crosby. Some people say, regardless, go get Max Crosby. I'm not sure that's how the Cowboys are thinking. They're going to evaluate their talent, and then they're going to gauge what level of player do we need. And this is why I keep bringing up DeMarcus Lawrence to y'all. Because the Seattle Seahawks, they got themselves to a point, and they said, okay, we got Sam Darnold. Our defense, we've done some good things in free agency. We've done some great things through the draft. What level of player do we need to get us to where we want to go? They didn't go Max Crosby level. They didn't go Myles Garrett level. They didn't go top paid edge rusher in the NFL level. No, they said, is there a good edge rusher out there? Because I believe as far as stopping the run goes, I believe we've already taken care of that. I'm telling you, if there's anything the Cowboys are going to do this year, they're going to stop the run. And the only thing people are concerned about is a pass rusher. I still say, you think about this. I'm not telling you Max Crosby's not good because I think he's great. He got 10 sacks last year. Rashawn Gary got 7 sacks in the first 8 games when the Green Bay Packers were healthy. If the Cowboys stay healthy with Quentin Williams and they stay healthy with Kenny Clark and they stay healthy with everything they got around Rashawn Gary will match those 10 sacks that Max Crosby got last year. He will match those and possibly surpass those. He will. Sometimes, man, I'm telling you, sacks are overrated. What I want to know about sacks is when do you get them and what team do you get them against? Because, again, if you go back and you look at some of Michael Parsons' sacks, for as much as he was getting an average of 12 sacks a season, go back and look at the teams he got the sacks against. We would have much preferred Michael Parsons to be getting those sacks against the Green Bays, the San Francisco 49ers. We would have much rather him to be getting those sacks against the good teams like the Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots those years. We would have much rather him getting those sacks against those teams rather than when you go back and look at the sacks that he got, he was getting those sacks against the New York Giants, getting those sacks against the Commanders when they were absolute trash, getting those sacks against the Carolina Panthers when they were absolute trash, getting those sacks against bad teams, and then when you get to the end of the season, everybody goes, wow, he got 13, 14 sacks against who? I want to know who he got him against. What were the games? What were the situations? Because we want you to get those sacks in the biggest games. We want you to get 12 sacks and strip sack fumbles in the 2023 playoff game against the Green Bay Packers. We want you getting the strip sack fumbles, the 2 sacks. We want those against the 49ers. We want those against the games that truly define a season. We're not worried about disappearing. We're not worried about padding stats. Some of these stats, man, I'm telling you, some of these things are overrated. And you're even hearing some of the defensive ends saying, sacks overrated. Yeah, Myles Garrett got 25, 26. When did he get him? Who did he get him against? All this stuff matters. And so the Cowboys, when they look at when they evaluate this talent as they keep going, what they're going to be evaluating, I'm telling you, they're going to be evaluating what level of player do we really need to help us get what we want to get? Yeah, what level of player do we need within a certain price range and a certain level of what you have to give up? I'm telling this, man, all this stuff matters because, yeah, I want the Cowboys to do it this year, but they have a 3-year window. Some people say it's now or never. No, I think it's a 3-year window. I really think it's a 3-year window, possibly even 4. You think about all these young players the Cowboys have. They got a ton of young players. I'm not worried about Dak Prescott. Quarterbacks can play until they're 45. Dak Prescott is all into taking care of his body now. Dak Prescott can play until he's 40. Easy. I guarantee you can play until he's 40. You got a bunch of young guys on this team. The window for this team is literally, I would say, dare say, it's 4 years. It's 4 years. It's not no this year or next. It's a 4-year window. This team in the next 4 years, if they manage this salary cap right and keep the right players and bring in the right players, they're going to have an opportunity to win at least 2 Super Bowls over the next 4 years. As these young guys like Caleb Downs and all these guys mature, their chances are just going to continue to grow exponentially. They can't, I know what Jerry said, but just watch what Jerry does. I'm more interested in watching what Jerry does rather than what Jerry said. Stephen Jones said it the other day, and people don't want to hear it. They're evaluating the talent. They want to see what level of player do you have. Unless the doggone Raiders just come out and say, hey, man, take Max Crosby. We'll take a 2nd-round pick or whatever the case may be and leave it at that. You know, whatever the case may be, Cowboys get to redo his contract. Maybe you extend it out, put some void years in it to where he doesn't impact your salary cap, because the reality is you got a 4-year window. You got a 4-year window. And I'm telling you, I don't care what Jerry is saying, he's listening to people who know what's going on, and he's going to proceed accordingly. Derrick Rose said, gee, I agree, not all sacks are equal. You're right. A sack that determines the outcome of a game is certainly different than a sack in garbage time against a lesser opponent. Derrick Rose, you think about this. It is hard to believe that DeMarcus Lawrence only got 5 sacks last year. It's hard to believe. You would have thought DeMarcus Lawrence, the way people were talking about him, he had more than 5. He only had 5 sacks. But he was making some very pivotal plays. What was it? 3 fumble, caused 3 fumbles, returned 2 of them for touchdowns. I mean, he was doing some things. He absolutely was. It wasn't the quantity of what DeMarcus Lawrence did. It was the quality. Demetrius Noel said, gee, I hope CD understands the difference between a friend and a faithful friend. He says because a faithful friend, because if he does, it won't affect his performance. Exactly. Demetrius Noel, CD Lamb is just going to have to weather the storm. There's a brand new toy in town. His name is George Pickens. He's incredibly talented. And everybody knows that when you get a new toy on Christmas, all the old toys you got last Christmas, while you may still play with them, you're more interested in the toy you got this Christmas. It is what it is. But I am confident that Brian Schottenheimer is going to work both of these guys. He's going to play them off of each other. And George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb both are going to be able to have incredible seasons. And along with Ryan Flournoy and everybody else who are going to benefit from all of the attention that George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb is going to get. Javonte Williams in this run game is going to continue to be nasty. Jeremy Betts said, yeah, those good teams were locking him up, then was out of the game, exchanging jersey, doing interviews. Then the day after on the podcast, come on, man, that ain't no dog. Yeah. And that ain't hating on Michael Parsons. One of the issues with Michael Parsons was simple. He was the only good player or the only great player on the defense. So you just go and scheme against Michael Parsons, and because he's undersized, he was easier to take out of games. He's easier to take out of games, easier, because he's undersized. He's really a linebacker rushing the passer. So if you put a big defensive, if you put a big offensive tackle on him, which is what they would do sometimes, big offensive tackle, line the tight end up on that side, let the running back run out of the backfield, chip him. You could stop him in big games. You really could. You could stop him in big games. And that's exactly what the Cowboys did even when they played the Packers last year. That sack they gave him at the end of the game wasn't even a sack. And they know it wasn't. But again, you know, it's when you get it, it matters. And I think the Cowboys are going to evaluate this talent. And they're going to see what level of player they need. Unless Miami Dolphins or the Raiders just come out and say, man, we're going to give you Cowboys a deal you can't refuse. And then they'll probably take it if they can work it out. Mose Logan said GP putting pressure on CD and not meaning to. He just that good and it stands out. You're right. It's not something that GP is doing. Yeah, 70s Fan Show. We talked about Clowner yesterday. Yep. Yeah, Caitlin said, yeah, makes sense. Do it next year. Yeah, they're going to sign him next year. Yeah, they'll sign him next year. All right. Let's see how much time I got left. I got a certain time I want to get off here tonight. All right, let's do these next ones as quick hits so that we can get to the Dallas Cowboys plays for the day. And there wasn't a lot of them on X. It seemed like from what my understanding was, they didn't allow them early on to start recording. So I think they might have got started recording a little late. So we don't have nowhere near as many plays as we had yesterday. All right.
Here we go.
So let's go to this subject matter of these dumb quarterback tiers. Let me tell you something where I am right now. And I believe this is where the Dallas Cowboys are right now. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are any longer, I don't think they're concerned anymore. I don't think Dak Prescott, I don't think this offense, I don't think this team, and I'll be honest with you, I think some of y'all even here, I don't think y'all are concerned with this stuff no more. I'll be honest with you. I'm so over stuff like this. These are the quarterback tiers for 2026. I am so over this stuff. I don't care anymore. 50 executives and coaches rank 35 veteran quarterbacks. So can somebody tell me how was Jared Goff? How was Drake May a veteran quarterback? How was Drake May a veteran quarterback? How is Bo Nix a veteran quarterback? CJ Stroud. How are they veteran quarterbacks? Kyler Murray, Jackson Dart. These are not veteran quarterbacks. Cam Ward, Tyler Shaw, whatever his name is. These are not veteran quarterbacks, Malik Willis. I guess they're just basically just trying to rank all of the quarterbacks. Shedeur Sanders, Michael Penix Jr., these are not veterans. So they have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. I am not in tier 1. I am not putting Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, or Justin Herbert at this point in their career. I'm not taking either one of those quarterbacks over Dak Prescott. I am not taking Jackson, and I'm definitely not taking man. Herbert don't even need to be in the top 10. This man is in the top 10 if. You just name it after if. They have given Justin Herbert every excuse. And this is why I think he continues to be terrible. Dak Prescott, they have at number 7. I'll be honest with you. I'm not even fazed by lists like this no more. Because at the end of the day, none of it matters. None of it matters. The reason why none of it matters is that when you look at this list, in the top tier, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, they're the only ones that got Super Bowls. When you go beyond this, Sam Darnold is way down here at 14. And guess what he has? Sam Darnold has a Super Bowl. Why am I saying this? The goal is a Super Bowl. The goal isn't to be in the tier 1 list of the 2026 NFL quarterback tiers. That's not the goal. The goal is to win a Super Bowl. Nothing less than that. I'm telling y'all right now, Dak was cheated out of an MVP. And I'm telling you right now, MVPs mean nothing to Dak Prescott when he saw that process play out. Dak cares nothing about this stuff. Dak is at the point in his career. He's already got Hall of Fame numbers. He's going to own every record in the Dallas Cowboys record book when it's all said and done. Dak Prescott will not only be the number 1 quarterback statistically the Dallas Cowboys have ever had by the time his career is said and done. He's got to get that Super Bowl because that's going to propel him into the Hall of Fame. I'm telling y'all right now, Dak Prescott cares nothing about this stuff. Cares nothing about it. I don't either. I'll be honest with you. I don't either. Had Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl last year on a good team. I care nothing about these type of lists anymore. And I'm sure Dak Prescott is the same way. I guarantee you. I don't even think they look twice at this stuff. Not anymore. One thing we know about a lot of these people, you never know the criteria that they're using. You never know the bias that they have. There are so many things that you do not know. It is absolutely pointless to even care about this stuff. I was going to listen to 105.3 The Fan. That was before Dak. I heard George Pickens was on there. So we're going to skip over that section. We may listen to it tomorrow if we want to. But here it is right here. The Dak hate won't stop. It's amazing to me they say Dak Prescott boo-booed in the bed, but they won't talk about Justin Herbert literally had a top 5 defense, has gotten 3 coaches fired, went through what, three or four offense coordinators. Justin Herbert has done all those things and is one of the top paid quarterbacks in the league and still continues to fail. Says here, NFL DC says Dak Prescott has messed in the bed in playoff losses. It's been inconsistent. He'll never talk about what was around Dak Prescott. He'll never talk about the running yards they gave up. He'll never talk about the lack of the running game the Cowboys didn't have in those playoff games. He'll never, these people are cowards. They're absolute cowards. Says one NFL defense coordinator feels Dak Prescott can't be ranked among the league's top quarterbacks until he leads the Cowboys on a playoff run, according to The Athletic's Mike Sando. He's a second-tier quarterback until he can do it when it matters. And I'm over these conversations because Sam Darnold didn't do it when it mattered. Sam Darnold's team did it when it mattered. And that's what we need to be focused on. We need to have a team that gets it done rather than being a team that goes in and says, we go as far as our quarterback take us. Seattle Seahawks didn't have that attitude. They put a team together and they went and won the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles didn't have that attitude in 2024. They went and put a super team around Jalen Hurts. And this is why right now Jalen Hurts is getting so much backlash because people are realizing that Jalen Hurts actually didn't carry those teams. They're realizing that those teams went to the Super Bowl and that Jalen Hurts isn't the reason, or he's not the one that played outside of himself, which I don't know many quarterbacks who play outside of themselves to go to the Super Bowl. But again, says he will have a great season. They will be really good offensively. Then they will get to the playoffs and he will boo-boo in the bed. It's been consistent over his career. Says the Cowboys have marked 83, 55, and 1 with Prescott playing through his decade-long tenure with the franchise. Prescott and the Cowboys have gone 2-5 in the playoffs over that same span. The franchise's long 2 wins in the Prescott era took place in the wild card round prior to divisional round losses in 2018 and 2022. I wonder what they would say about John Elway today. John Elway didn't win a Super Bowl until his 15th season, I believe, somewhere in there. But again, I'm so over these things. I'm so over these things. Teams go to Super Bowls, and people give the quarterbacks all the credit or either all the blame. I'm over this stuff, and I'm sure the Cowboys, I'm sure Dak Prescott is no longer paying attention to this stuff either. So, let's move on to our next quick hit segment. Our next quick hit segment is the injury news for the Dallas Cowboys.
Here we go.
Dallas Cowboys are experiencing a little bit of the injury blues. They are suffering a little bit of the injury blues. So far, the Cowboys have lost Fant to a torn MCL or ACL, MCL. You heard Brian Schottenheimer talking about that. PJ Locke, hyperextended knee, but he was back at practice today. Jalen Thompson, I told y'all the other day, I am a little bit concerned about Jalen Thompson because it's like we keep hearing about these, it's not major injuries, but they're like little nagging injuries. I think now he's dealing with a hip flexor. So I'm a little bit concerned about Jalen Thompson. We got Zion Childress. He is suffering from a hamstring issue. And then we got Elijah Clark. He went down today with a lower leg injury. So that's kind of where we are with that. So injury news, nothing necessarily major other than Jalen Thompson has me a little bit worried. Set out some OTAs. Now we're sitting out training camp. And then I started hearing Brian Schottenheimer saying stuff like he's not really concerned, which kind of has me a little bit concerned as we talk about that. So let's get to another quick hit. And this was really kind of funny today.
Yes! Here we go.
Donovan Ezeraku. Let me read a couple of comments. Yeah, Bash. Yeah. Gregory Hicks said, uh-oh. Bash said first a pectoral strain, now a hip flexor. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned. Jeremy Best said, let them talk and hate. He said they're being that way. Let's see, wait. The team will have to shut that up. You're right. By what they do on the field. Exactly. Making it happen in the games and big games, they will be playing in. And you're right. And Jeremy Betts, that is the very reason why Dak Prescott told Quentin Williams, I'll get you to the Super Bowl or I'll get you to the playoffs. You got to help me get there. Yeah. I think we have a team now and they're all focused on, no, Dak isn't going to do this by himself. Frank Lawrence said Dallas Cowboys linebacker DeMarion Overshown will be held out of team drills during Tuesday's training camp practice due to minor lower body and leg soreness. He was actually out there today, though. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Overshown was out there today. Yeah. Robert Dudley said Elway started in 83, didn't get his Super Bowl win until 98. And when they got, guess who? Terrell Davis and company. You got a team. Yeah. Yep, got a team. So, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about this thing with Jalen Thompson. I need him to kind of get past that. I really do. I need him to kind of get past that. We need to get him out there on that field. Yeah, I agree with you, Bass. He need them reps. We need to get this man out there. Again,
Yes! Here we go.
Donovan Ezeraku was kicked out of practice today. Did y'all hear about this? Donovan Ezeraku, guys, was kicked out of practice today. Donovan Ezeraku was kicked out of practice, and I don't have the play, but he got kicked out of practice. Said he had a little extracurricular tussle with tight end Brevin Spanford. And I'm pretty sure what wound up happening is Brevin Spanford was putting them hands on him. Yeah, Donovan Ezeraku, and what happened is he threw a punch. I don't think they mind a little pushing and shoving. They don't mind it going to the edge. But it sounds like from what I heard, Donovan Ezeraku lost his cool and threw a punch. See if I can pull up the rest of this here. Said the Cowboys had their most physical activity in a 2-day stretch to start this week, as Monday and Tuesday marked the first padded practices of the training camp. Getting going in that way elevates things a bit, but doing so in straight days adds to the overall impact. It would seem there was a lot of tension coming from Donovan Ezaraku. He was reportedly escorted out of practice after being pulled for disciplinary reasons. And basically, from what my understanding is, let me see if I can pull up this other one here. Donovan Ezaraku was escorted out of practice because Brian Schottenheimer said, according to Bobby Bell of 105.3 The Fan, Ezaraku was pulled from practice because by Brian Schottenheimer for getting into it with right tackle Terrence Steele. So they said Spanford, but this says Terrence Steele. But whatever it was, Donovan Ezaraku was kicked out because he threw a punch at Terrence Steele, according to Clarence Hill. Yeah, he threw a punch. It's not clear what led to Ezaraku uncorking the blow on Steele, but the former no doubt paid the price for it. So, yeah, he needs to be out there. He needs those reps. Not really concerned. You know, we saw a little bit of a scruffle. Excuse me. We saw a little bit of a scruffle last year, too. This is what happens, man, when you get out there and you start getting physical, man. Like I told y'all yesterday, this is what happens when you start getting physical like Olivia Newton-John. Some of the young folks said, who is Olivia Newton-John? There's a video called Let's Get Physical by Olivia Newton-John. She was a co-star of one of my favorite movies ever called Grease. But yeah, this is what happens when you start getting physical and people start. And I'm going to tell you something. The offense today, didn't I tell y'all what was going to happen? The offense was not used to getting hit. Once they got used to getting hit, they came back today, and I'm telling you right now, they start knocking heads themselves. That's exactly what happened. They start knocking some people around offensively. It says 2025 second-round pick showed a ton of promise over his first season in the NFL. Finished with 2 sacks in 17 games. Man, we need at least 7 sacks from Ezaraku this year. Ezaraku is looking to take the next step when he moves into a full-time starting role in 2026. Hell, we're going to see, because if you bring in Jordan Brooks, I don't see how he's going to be a full-time starter. We're going to see if that happens. It says Ezaraku is in a great position to succeed, and the Cowboys badly need him to, with the team looking for a major bounce back. I agree on the defensive side of the ball. Not only will he have Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark drawing plenty of attention on the interior, but he also has Rashawn Gary. Yeah, he better eat this year. Gary better at least get us 5 to 7 sacks this year, y'all. Yeah, he better get us some sacks. No doubt about it. Yeah, man said like Whitney and Bobby and Tita and Ike. Yeah, man, this is what happens when you start getting physical in practice and one side of the ball gets knocked around. Yeah, this is exactly what happens. So not tripping too hard on that. And that is the quick hits and the Cowboys news. All right, Cowboys fans, it is now time to get to the plays of the day. It is time to get to the plays of the day. I think they didn't get to record early, for what my understanding is. But nevertheless, we were still able to get us a few plays. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I told y'all what was going to happen. Dak Prescott is a dog. The offense regrouped, got the cobwebs knocked out of them, and they came back with an absolute vengeance today. And I'm going to tell you straight up, they whooped the Dallas Cowboys defense today. The Dallas Cowboys defense got some, but they got whooped today. This is Dak Prescott. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I do something. I want to make sure I give a shout out to, it'll take me a little bit longer, But I want to make sure I give a shout out to everybody who posted. Tommy Yarish is the one who got us this video footage on this particular video. Appreciate you, Tommy Yarish. I know these guys said it's hard work to be out there in the heat getting those clips, and then people post them like they are the originators of them. I understand, Tommy Yarish. This is Tommy Yarish. He got us this clip. This is Jaden Blue. And again, you're gonna call me a prophet before it's over. I'm noticing the Cowboys are working on these pitches and the screen game. Check it out. Jaden Blue on the screen. And, oh, look at him. Look at him. Oh, he got hit by 50. But hey, no doubt about it. That boy Jaden Blue got some speed, man. That boy Jaden Blue got some speed. I'm glad to see they're working on the screen game. Inside. Outside. Yeah, 50 would have got him, though. I think that's Shamar James, right? Let's check them numbers out again. Yeah, that was a... Hey, tell you something, man. The Cowboys are basically saying Jaden Blue is a part of the plan, y'all. Again, I'm going to show y'all some of these memes. They killing me with the meme game. Yeah, they killing me with the meme. He said, you're my boy, Blue. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get to another one here. Frank Lawrence. We have a Michael Trigg sighting, courtesy of John Machota. Shout out to John Machota. We got a Michael Trigg sighting. Joe Milton to Michael Trigg. Yes, sir. Trigg. Trigonometry. Yeah. Man, Trigg is about to push Jake Ferguson to the brink. I'm telling y'all right now, he gonna push him to the brink. All right, we got another one here. Still, this is courtesy of Patrick Walker. This man here, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to send this man lunch. Patrick Walker does his plays in slow motion, and I absolutely love it. Check him out. Look at Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele back here, y'all see him? Terrence Steele putting in work. Yeah. Yeah, let's look at him again. Terrence Steele putting in work, boy. Put him on the ground, too. Yeah. Nice. Terrence Steele putting in work. All right, next. Kenny Clark. Let me see if it come up. All right, we got Kenny Clark. Ooh, man. Kenny Clark, oh my gosh. Look at Kenny Clark in the middle, y'all. Ooh. Bet he felt like a bear grabbed him. Good. Kenny Clark. Hey, look at this offensive line, guys. They whooped them boys. They whooped them boys today, boy. Look at this. Look at Jayshon Barham. They whooping these boys. Great play, though, by Kenny Clark. Cowboys offense, they bounced back. That clip was courtesy of Joseph Hoyt. All right, next. This is from SGTU 31. I think he's trying to show us Rashawn Gary. Let's see what he got here on Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary. Okay, I see it again. Rashawn Gary, number 7. I had to kind of map him out here. Okay, I see. Rashawn Gary is over here to the left side of the screen, standing up. He going against Guyton. Oh, got around Guyton. Got mixed up in the run. That was just a nice move there by, just really a nice move there by Rashawn Gary. Just a nice move. Really is. Yeah. Okay, this is like 3 or 4 clips on Rashawn Gary. I see. Oh, that's a sack right there. Yeah. That was a sack right there, Dak. It didn't matter. Shamar James got through. Hunter Lipke in the backfield. Let's see what happened here. All right. Pick up the blitz that time. Got that. Oh, nice throw. Nice throw. Dak to Jake Ferguson. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah. Those are some reps with Rashawn Gary. Shout out to SGT. I don't know who that is for sure. All right. This is Savon Revel Jr., and he has been absolutely balling out here. Look like he gets a flag on the play. Let's see. Oh, got to get around. Yeah, got to get around. Yeah. And this again, Dak and these guys are working at the timing. When you got GP out there running, you got to throw that ball before then. Yeah, you got to get that one up. Let's watch that play one more time. This is the thing that Dak's got to get worked out with GP. You got GP. Yep. Inside. See, right here, you got to let it rip. Yeah, that's a pass interference. But I'm going to tell you this, at the same time, man, the underthrow has got to be a cheat code in this league. You know what I'm saying? The underthrow is a cheat code. Because when the guy don't turn around, pass interference. Pass interference. All right, so next up, got Dak on a scramble. Dak Prescott on the scramble. Don't y'all touch that, man. Don't y'all touch that, man. That's money. Don't touch that money. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, before Dak got that ankle injury, shoot, Marquise Bell would have hated to see Dak Prescott coming, man. He'd have hated to see Dak Prescott coming back in the day. Better be glad Dak is hey, man. Shoot, Dak used to terrorize defensive backs. All right, that clip was courtesy of Sebastian Sanchez. All right, let's see what we got here next. This next clip is courtesy of, again, Sebastian Sanchez. Might be the same play. Let's see. Nope. This time Dak got it off, but of course I do believe, let's go back. I think that's a sack. Let's see. No, he's got a good, clean pocket. Okay, I see you, GP. All right. Nice. Nice little play there by Dak. Let's see. Next, we got a Maurice Leofow sighting. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, Cowboys fans, would y'all be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys included Maurice Leofow in a trade? If I were the Dallas Cowboys, if I really wanted Jordan Brooks, I would go to the Miami Dolphins and ask them, would you take Maurice Leofow? Would you take Maurice Leofow and maybe a 3rd round pick? Because I don't think Maurice Leofow is going to be a special teams player on this team. I probably would trade Maurice Leofow. Because I just don't think, and Schotty said it yesterday, unfortunately, as he said, when he started talking about Maurice Leofow, he's up in the 3rd spot. And he's been moved around here and there. Man, you might as well move him out of Dallas at this point. Maurice Leofow, though. This is Maurice Leofow with the punch out. Nice play by Maurice Lee, a foul. Nice play. Nice play. Nice play. Maurice Lee, a foul. You're going to need a lot more of those. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, Cowboys Nation. Maurice going to need a lot of those. I mean, he going to need a bunch because he is behind the 8 ball right now, Cowboys Nation. Behind the 8 ball. All right, see what we got next. All right. Jake Ferguson. I mean, in case y'all haven't realized it, the offense today, they loosened them boys up and they whooped that defense. Great. It's great for the defense. It's great for them. You didn't want them to get a little too big in the britches after yesterday. They got brought back down to earth today. Dak Prescott and them guys came out and said, okay, go, hold on now. Hold on. We wasn't used to the hits. They got used to the hits. Now they doing a little something out there today. Yeah, they came back. That was courtesy of John Machota. All right, next up. Anytime I see the word drop mentioned with CeeDee Lamb, it just gets me upset. Because I know people are going to try to use stuff like this against CeeDee Lamb. Look like CeeDee Lamb had a drop right here. I hadn't seen it yet. Let's check it out. All right, let's see here. Ooh! Ooh. Oh. Check this drop out again by CeeDee Lamb. Oof. Oh. Could I say it's practice? We know he gonna put the work in. Look at the meme, y'all. Look at the meme. I'm sorry. Oh, they be killing me with the memes, bro. They brutal with the memes. All right, that was courtesy of Lord Diley. All right, next up, Cobie Durant. Let's see what he got over here. This is courtesy of Nick Harris. Cobie Durant. Let's check it out. He's been a darling in training camp. Yeah, okay, I see. That's great. It's a good play. Probably wasn't that good of a throw. Yeah, it probably wasn't that good of a throw. Yeah, I would dare say that probably wasn't that good of a throw. Y'all tell me what you think. I don't think that was a good throw. But nevertheless, Cobie Durant been on it. Cobie Durant been on it. All right. This is Joe Milton. I have not seen one backflip from Joe Milton this year. This is from Lord Daly. I'm going to tell you something about Joe Milton. One thing you'll never say about Joe Milton is that he don't have a rocket for an arm. Boy, this throw right here. Good, googly muggly. And got a rocket. Bam. Yeah, that boy Joe Milton got a rocket for an arm, boy. There's no doubt about it. That was courtesy of, again, Lord Daly. Next one up, Mr. Phil Maffa. Excited to see more from Phil. Phil Maffa. Woo! Man. Phil Maffa is a big running back, man. He looks like a giant back there. Oh, my gosh. Ooh-wee. Boy, you hate to see him coming. Yeah, you hate to see him coming. All right. Let's see here. Next up, Sam Williams. I'm telling you right now, I really want Sam Williams to have a great camp. Sam Williams out here. Oh, I see him in the run game. There he is. Oh, yeah. I see you, Sam. Oh. Oh. Ain't that Javonte Williams? Or is that Jaden Blue? Yes, Jaden Blue. I see the dreads. Shoot, man. Oh, that right there. That would have been a murderous hit. All right, and again, I'm telling you, Cowboys fans, I'm not telling you Brian Schottenheimer's been listening to me, but I'm telling you, I can see how he's expanding and expounding this offense. He's getting these running backs involved in the running game. He's working on a screen game. He's working on an outside of the tackles game. We keep seeing it all through practice. Check it out. There it is. Jaden Blue. I think we saw this play earlier, but you can see it. Oh! Yeah, Jaden Blue. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm telling you now, if they continue to do this and perfect this with Jaden Blue, nothing but big plays. It will be big plays all season long with Jaden Blue. I am so excited for Jaden Blue. All right. Oh, and that was courtesy of Parsa Michelle. Parsa Michelle. I've never heard of who this is. Parsa Michelle. Let me see Blakey. Let me see what Blakey said. Andre Johnson said Sam Williams is the one that needs to be traded. You never know. He might be traded. Demetrius Noel said G7 needs to have a great preseason so we can use him in a trade. Yeah. Yeah. Backbreaker. He said, G, don't get so hype on this team. He said, Backbreaker said they're going to fail you when it matters the most. Don't let them fool you. Huh? We going to see. I got confidence in him this year, Backbreaker. I got confidence in him. Yeah, this was from Parsa Michelle. Okay, as a matter of fact, was that Javonte? I thought that was Jaden Blue. Okay, that is Javonte Williams. Okay, I see. That's Javonte, ain't it? Okay, I love to see that. That's Javonte Williams. Hey, Michael Lee. D-Day is August the 11th. D-Day is August the 11th. Telling us now. D-Day is August the 11th. I'm excited. All right. This is Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb. I'm not worried about CeeDee Lamb. I know he's had a couple of drops. I'm not worried about CeeDee Lamb. He's not Marquez Valdez-Scantling. CD. Nice. All right, and then we had a little after play action. Had a little bit of a scruffle or whatever they call them. I'm telling y'all, the offense got tired of getting beat up yesterday. They said they weren't having it today. Yeah, offense said they weren't having this nonsense today. Oh, okay. This is the play right here. I didn't even realize it. I do have the play. It's Donovan Ezeraku. Yeah, it's out here on the edge over here. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah, it is Terrence Steele. They had to be broken up. So he threw a punch on Terrence Steele. I wish I could see it. I'm pretty sure Terrence Steele probably mauled him out there. Oh, I see. Like he drove him to the ground over there a little bit. I saw him out that corner. I'm telling y'all right now, man. Shoot. Offense said, hey, y'all think y'all did something else? Shoot. Man, them boys came out. That offense came out this time firing on cylinders, man. All right, this is from Lord Daly. Whoa, wait. Is that dude, Israel Macumbo, whatever his name is? Man, he got some speed. What? Oh, man. Man, he came out that thing going. Whoa. Whoa. Man, shoot. Stop playing. Let's look at it one more time. That boy came off that, man, he came through that line jet speed. One, oh, it's over. It's over. It's over, man. Man. Yeah, that's that Izzy kid. All right. That's a nice little run there. All right, let's see here. All right. And so that's all I got for practice today, guys. I think they got started a little late from what my understanding is. They got started a little bit late. So they couldn't get as many plays as they normally do. So, on that note, let's get our takeaways before we get out of here. And I was gonna see. How do I want to do this today? All right. So this is what we did yesterday. Let's do it the same way. Y'all got to remind me of who this young lady is again. Who's this young lady again? Y'all give me her name. I promise you I'll get it after a little bit. This is day 5. She's going to give us what happened. The summary. But Patrick Walker said, best served cold. First day of padded practice was one. Hold on, let me see. Says here, best served cold. First day of padded practice was one of the Cowboys' offense won't soon forget. Most because of Christian Parker's defense had a day at all 3 levels and gave them hell in the process. On the second day of padded practice, however, the tables were turned. And although Dak Prescott and the offense didn't win in a lopsided fashion, they looked sharp in their adaptation of what happened 24 hours prior. A definite bounce back from a day for Prescott, Lamb, Ferguson, Pickens, and the running back corps. No surprise. No surprise. Next up, Nick Eatman. He said DT3. Not sure if teams around the league discussed the third defensive tackle much, but with the Cowboys, it's clear that Otito Ogbonnia can be impactful, and I believe he will be. The offseason addition might not push Quentin Williams or Kenny Clark out the lineup, but there's always a rotation, and Tito is going to be right in the mix. At 6'3", 355, he's the biggest player on the team, but don't let the size fool you. Twice on Tuesday, Ogbonnia showed off his speed, snuffing out screens, pitch plays to the outside, proving that he can make plays both in the middle and outside the trenches. Yeah, he's going to be good, I believe. Tommy Yarish, return of Ferg, in his second practice back from missing time for a personal reason. Cowboys tight end Jake Ferguson had his best practice of training camp. He and Dak Prescott were on the same page in the quick passing game, something that they've usually executed well over the course of their time together. That said, Ferguson had some highlights too, including a strong catch up the seam on a throw from Prescott and another one-handed catch that he reeled in while falling to the ground. Next up, Patrick Walker says, raising the bar. A lot of talk has been centered on the rapid progression of Jayshawn Barham in his first ever training camp. The rookie third-round pick has indeed been impressive in pushing for major playing time in his first year. He's going to push D winners. On the second day of padded practice, having also been disrupted the day prior, Barham was awarded most, if not all, of the reps at Mike linebacker. Wow. Says here, it says here, partly due to Parker wanting to truly test the former Wolverine at the position. Wow. Bass, Frank Lawrence, what do you think about that? Next, Nick Eatman. Blue Street. It says so far it seems as if Jaden Blue has jumped into the backup conversation at running back. We'll see how it shakes out, and Phil Moffitt and Malik Davis will have something to say, but Blue continues to make plays, especially in the passing game. He provides an element to the position that even Javonte Williams doesn't have. Didn't I tell y'all that before? Yep. Jaden Blue works out like a wide receiver. It says so far Blue has shown the maturity in his game and is showing with pretty much a big highlight every day, including a screen pass that went the distance because Blue was never touched. Yeah. Finally, Tuesday report. Injury report, we already talked about this, but the Cowboys got a safety back on Tuesday, PJ Locke. Returned to practice after missing a few days. The room took another hit, however, as Elijah Clark exited practice early with an ankle injury and did not return. Additionally, after head coach Brad Schottenheimer said he'd be getting all the reps with the ones on offense, tackle Tyler Guyton missed some of the end of practice with a sore elbow? What? You got to stay on the field, Tyler Guyton. I'm sorry if I'm Tyler Guyton, I got a sore elbow, bro. Bring me out an elbow pad. I'm sorry. Bring me out an elbow pad, some popsicle sticks and some yarn and some icy hot, bruh. But I'm not leaving the field. Says linebacker DeMarion Overshown was dealing with a sore leg and did not participate in team drills. Uh-oh. Wow. Wow. Concerning. Very concerning. Both Guyton and Overshown's injuries do not appear to be of any concern. I don't see how you can say those are not of concern when injuries has been the concern for these two players. Yeah, that has me a little bit concerned. It does. Absolutely has me concerned when those two players have injuries. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm concerned. I wouldn't be concerned if these were players who have not been injured. I'm concerned when these players are players who continue to get injured. Rena Zanguini said Guyton hurt again. Yep, I'm concerned. Bass said, dude, get a pain injection. Foot come up off the field, losing those valuable reps. Yep. Frank Lawrence said Demo. Frank Lawrence said Demo might not know it, but he's fighting for his job in training camp. Jay Sean said he come to start first team defense. I believe he's a special player. You know what, man? We got a long way to go, Frank Lawrence. But I agree with you. He's fighting for his life, bro. Yeah. Bass said Overshown and Guyton got a man up. Yes, sir. There will be blood. He said that's why Barron is in play, G. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, Demo and Tyler Guyton are battling themselves. They're not battling against anybody. They're battling themselves. They're battling to stay on the field because of injuries. Michael Lee said the injuries keep them out of practice is a concern. Those two players in particular. Chanel said, Guyton, as I told you, G, is a busted left tackle. Put him back to his college right tackle or let him play tight end. Yeah, man. Gene Ward said, Overshown already, no green dot in payday. Gene Ward, I'm going to tell you now, if he starts having leg soreness, he will not be the green dot. That particular player has to be on the field all the time. Freddie Morales said, honestly, if I were CD or Pickens and a reporter told me, did you know that Z Flowers is getting paid more than you, I would honestly answer, yeah, and I should care because, yeah, man. Robert Dudley said you don't run on your elbow. Preach, Robert Dudley. I'm telling you right now, bro. If I'm Tyler Guyton, you're going to have to drag me off the field. You're dragging me off the field. I'm telling the coach, I got to, you know what? I want to let you know my elbow hurting a little bit, but I'm staying out here, bro. I'm staying out. If it's me, I'm staying on the field. That's just me. These guys, they're battling themselves when it comes to injuries. Bottom line. All right, what's this young lady's name again? Y'all got to remind me. She gave us our summary for the day. Let's check it out. All right, hold on a second. All right. Okay. Y'all got to remind me. What is this young lady's name again? I don't think she says her name on here. Like I said, I'm going to have to reach out to her on X. All right. This is her summary for the day.
Y'all know the drill. It's For the Record. Recapping the second day of padded practice. Let's get it, Tommy.
Well, good sign for the offense today. Jake Ferguson getting pretty involved, and one thing I know the fans will like, he and Dak Prescott connected up the seam, something you didn't see a lot of last year.
Hey, Nick.
I don't know if DT3 is an actual term, but Tito Ogbonna is a house. And he not only that, he can move. He looks pretty good there in the middle.
It's called For the Record. Gives me a chance to talk about Ford. Dak Prescott and the offense had a huge bounce back day after losing to the defense for the most part in the first padded practice. Not the case this time around. They got their lick back. Kudos to them.
Hey, and I come to you bearing good news, and I come to you bearing bad news. The good news is PJ Locke returned back to the field. First day of padded practice for him. You talk about a guy who missed a couple of days of practice. Good to see him back taking first-team reps. The bad news, Elijah Clark went down with an injury. Prayers up for him. We'll obviously have an update over the next couple of days from head coach Schottenheimer. But that's a wrap for the Record. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right. Appreciate you, Nicole Hutchinson. Yeah, I'm still gonna reach out to James Slater too. I'm gonna see if James Slater gonna leave me on red again. We'll see if Jay gonna leave me on red again. But I'm pretty sure what some of these people do. It's pretty simple because you think about what people do now on social media. People go and try to, they kind of go and see like who you are, kind of what your following is, what your show is about. So we'll see what happens this coming year. Okay, Nicole Hutchinson, I'm gonna remember that. Sure, Robert Dudley said get Guyton some icy hot. Man, bro, I'm telling you right now, Robert Dudley. Anybody who's ever played this game know how this goes. Don't get hurt. I'm telling you right now, don't get hurt. I mean, unless you are, especially in this game, unless you're somebody that's like making big time money. And even then, you got to be careful getting hurt. Man, you mess around and get hurt and got a player behind you like Dak Prescott, shoot, your position gone, bro. It's over. So, Demetrius said if the tackles don't show up, at least we know what the first round draft pick will be next year. Yes, sir. I'm going to tell you now. Demetrius Noel, I'm telling you now. If I'm the Cowboys, man, forget this. I'm going to get me. I'll go out there and get Decker, bro, before I fail. I will. I'll go get Decker before I fail. Everybody keep talking about trading for Max Crosby. Man, shoot. I'll trade for a left tackle. You keep playing with me. I got to win, man. I say if you can't draft him, trade for him. Baz, this is one of them shirts from Buc-ee's. It's actually a Christian shirt. It says, "May your light shine." Yeah, may your light shine. Jay Channel, he said Overshawn is turning into another Sean Lee. JL Channel, I said it before. Yeah, what's the word on Cobie Durant? Hey, Cobie Durant looking fantastic. Cobie Durant looking fantastic, man. Frank Lawrence said, G-Man in high school, I started center play with a broken tibia. Most of the fourth quarter of South Jersey State Championship game on concrete, a.k.a. Giant Stadium. Guyton leave with a sore elbow. Man, I'm with you, bro. You got to stay on the field. What did I tell you? I'm going to tell you about Tyler Guyton. Stay on the field, stay healthy, dominate. Guess what? Didn't stay on the field today. Didn't stay on the field today. You got to stay on the field, man. You're missing valuable snaps. Doomsday said, gee, I'm done with Guyton. He's always getting hurt. Hey, there will be blood. You only value. Hey, your best ability is availability. Bottom line. Hey, Cobie Durant is incredible, D-Bird. I was excited about him already. The guy who I was the most excited about, he can't get on the field. Jalen Thompson. Can't get him on the field. Running the voice. I'm telling you, I'd bring in Decker, man. I'd bring in Decker. Immense, he said, speaking of Red, he said, I'd like a couple of messages. Yeah. Taylor Decker, man, I'm telling you, bring this dude in, man. Yeah, Dudley, you got to protect your quarterback at all costs. Shoot. Doomsday, Caleb Downs is looking good, man. Caleb Downs is looking good. Deion Jefferson said he can't be out too long with a freaking sore elbow cheek. He said this is crazy, bro. It's crazy work, bro. It's crazy work. Deion Jefferson is crazy. Man, you just can't be hearing about this stuff from this man, bruh. But that's where we are, man. Tyler Guyton. Right after Brian Schottenheimer announces that Nate Thomas has got a lot more work to do. What happens to Tyler Guyton? What happens? Can't finish the day with a sore elbow. Man, the Cowboys better pay attention. Cowboys better pay attention. There'll be blood, said Guyton not hungry. It shows, man. We're not getting it, gentlemen. Hey, man. I'm just telling y'all, he playing with fire. Guyton is playing with fire, man. Bottom line. I'm sorry if I'm the Cowboys. I got to get a contingency plan in place. These next 3 years for the Cowboys are vital. These next 3 years are vital. Stephen Gibson said, go rub some prayer all on Tyler Guyton. Bro. Man, we got to get this man out here on the field, man. Poobie D said Guyton gonna be fine. Poobie D, I'm not in panic mode yet. I'm not in panic mode yet, but I'll be honest with you, I'm concerned. I'm concerned with this man. He cannot stay on the field. And even when you're talking about little stuff, can't stay on the field. Deion Jefferson, Bible studies at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays for me. Cold Springs Church of Christ. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. We will be back tomorrow, and I got something that I've been kind of holding back just in case the Cowboys don't practice tomorrow. We are still going to have a big-time show on a topic I told y'all about a few days ago, and I pushed it back. Big-time topic I think y'all are going to enjoy tomorrow if the Cowboys don't practice. I'll still have some great content for Cowboys fans that you will absolutely be excited about. So, man, I'm excited. Cowboys, do y'all realize we are inching closer to the start of the season? We are inching closer to the start of the season. Cowboys gonna be on the field playing games that matter. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. We're also getting close to August the 11th. I'm excited about that day, man. We're gonna probably live stream all day on that day. I shouldn't say all day, but definitely we're gonna be pre-game, the game, post-game of that day when the Cowboys scrimmage against the Los Angeles Rams. Man, I'm excited. Y'all get excited. The Cowboys are looking good. I will see y'all tomorrow if the Lord is willing. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys and we talk facts. Peace.